Hello. What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. This is Eagles Road to the Draft, episode 16. We are only a few days away, guys. That's it. It's draft week. We're here. I can't wait till it gets here and to see what the Eagles are doing in this draft. Because I really don't know. I really don't know, but I guess we'll find out. We'll find out. It's going to be insane. It's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, we enjoy this more than, hopefully we're not going to go crazy, but we'll see though. Appreciate everybody coming in today. I know it's Sunday. Everyone's probably busy, but I want to do a quick stream today. Nothing crazy. We'll be doing some streams this week. Definitely this week, and definitely Wednesday might be a day where I'm not going to do anything because we're going to be streaming for 3 days straight, 4.5 hours a day. So it's going to get nuts. So I'm not going to go crazy. Probably Wednesday, probably Monday, Tuesday will be a lot of streaming, but by Wednesday, we're probably not going to do as much. Recharge the batteries and get ready for 3 days of a lot of fun. So I'm pretty pumped about it. What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a good day. We got Donnie Beck in the house. What's going on, man? He says 4 days till Armageddon. What's going on? Chris says, "What up, Shakes? Out back chilling in my hammock, listening to my brother Shakes." Appreciate it, Chris. Enjoy your Sunday, bro. 4 days away. My God, I'm 52 years old, and the draft day never gets old. And we're going to make a major splash that will shake our division to its core. I hope so, man. And hopefully not for a bad pick. Philly Sports, why do you hate on Kadarius Toney? Didn't 500 want him? Well, I mean, I liked Kadarius Toney when he came out in the draft, but after he's been injured, there was issues with him not showing up to practice. There was an attitude issue with the Giants with Kadarius Toney this past year, so that's why I wouldn't even touch it. I don't know why they're trying to trade him a few days before the draft. I don't know what they think they're going to get for him. I mean, I don't know why they're giving up on him after 1 year, which is kind of ridiculous because he's got a lot of talent. It's just I don't know what they're doing. Mike said, "What up, Joey? Hype for the draft." Me too, Mike. I'm pumped, man. I'm pretty pumped about it. Easy money. What's going on, man? He says Mac MVP Corral. Interesting. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out this week. We're gonna see what happens. Whether it's day 1, day 2, we'll see. We'll see, dude. Right, so Jalen Hurts was working with AJ. Yeah, I'm going to have something on that. I will have something on that by probably after the stream by middle afternoon today. So, AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts were working out today, private workout today. So it was on their Instagram. So it's pretty cool to see that. Would take it with a grain of salt, though. I don't think it means much, but we'll see. Wishback says the Eagles will draft Jordan Davis in accordance to prophecy. That's what I hope they do, man. I want them to take one of those Georgia defensive tackles. I'm still on board with that. So very excited. Yo, George, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream, man. Thank you so much for coming in. Donick says which we should Eagles draft. Easy Money says Joe Shakes in the new Matt Corral jersey. Bro, Philly 500 is bullshit in that whole thing. I highly doubt there's a jersey coming my way. Okay. He jokes around way too much. That's just a joke, dude. Just a joke. Lewis said, Matt Corral gets drafted. I'm not going to be mad at all, but if we wait till next year for Bryce Young, I'd be hyped. Yeah, look, I don't know because I made a video on this, and I really think that if the Eagles have those 2 first-round picks next year, they have 2 first rounds this year, I think either or they can go for a quarterback. Say they draft a quarterback this year. Say they get Matt Corral, they get somebody. They sit behind Jalen Hurts for a year. They trade Minshew. You go into next year and use those 2 first-round picks to build around your new quarterback. Because think about it. They haven't done anything around Jalen Hurts this whole offseason. They've done nothing for Jalen Hurts this offseason. They haven't built around this offense at all at any position besides getting Zach Pascal. But that's not really changing my mind that, it's really helping Jalen Hurts that much. So between this underwhelming free agency, it's very underwhelming. I think there could be a chance they could draft a quarterback this year. I mean, to me, it's just I feel like they're tanking this year. I feel like I don't know what they're doing. The coaching staff hasn't changed. I mean, it's been kind of nuts. We got Caleb Kinley says, Joey, you going to get your Matt Corral jersey in green or black? None, bro. I'm hoping not. Robert New Name says, can't wait for Matt Corral to take over Hurts after game 6. So let's go, Birds. I have a feeling Howie will go Matt Corral. Is everybody on the Matt Corral train? Corral's stronger arm than Bryce Young. Corral has more power and talent than Bryce and is taller. Danny, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day, bro. He said Matt Corral, Booth, Christian Harris coming up. I like Booth and Christian Harris. I mean, Christian Harris we brought on for a pre-draft visit, so I was really happy about that. Christian Harris in the second round. I mean, look, you think about it, TJ Edwards is on a one-year deal, and Kaiser White's on a one-year deal. I mean, you're going to be down to no linebackers with Davion Taylor, obviously, that, can't stay healthy, but, should be interesting. Ray said, would you consider doing one big live stream with the other Eagles content creators, the NFL draft? Like after the draft, like pretty much like a round table after the draft. Lemon says Christian Harris will not go in the first. No, he'll be a second round pick, most likely. Yeah. Doc said, should we trade up in the draft? I mean, yeah, 100%. Like if they have their position of need and then best player available, and they kind of they weigh in the odds there, and if there's a guy they think that is falling a little bit, I think they should pull the trigger on it. I wouldn't doubt if they moved up for Jameson Williams. I wouldn't doubt if they try to move up for Sauce, maybe. If not Sauce, then Stingley. If not Stingley, then maybe Andrew Booth sitting at 15, maybe a little bit low, maybe a little bit higher than that. Who knows? Student says, Joey Kyle, I've been hearing we could trade back with Detroit. Yeah, I saw an article today on moving up for Detroit that there could be a possible trade there for number 2 overall. Yeah, I mean, if they're going number 2 overall, they're trying to get Sauce. That's how I feel, because I think Sauce can go top 5, and the Giants make me nervous. The Texans are starting to make me nervous a little bit more because they've been doing their homework on Stingley and Sauce, so should be interesting. Let me say Matt Corral and Booth I'd be excited for. 4 more days, man. 4 more days. And we're here. Excitement in the building. District says, if the Eagles don't take a DB in the first 2 rounds or sign the Honey Badger, how screwed are we? I mean, I'd be surprised if they don't take a cornerback with the first. If they don't take a cornerback within those first 3 picks, I'd be kind of shocked. But if they don't sign a safety, then, the Tyrann Mathieu thing is still looming right now. It could be an after the trade type deal. So we'll see. Limit says, I like Christian Harris. Dude's athletic. Ronan Klein says, I love Jordan Davis and trade up for Stingley. If he falls past 10, then Harris in round 2, my dream. Yeah, no, I wouldn't doubt that either. I wouldn't doubt it either. Like, I don't think Davis, I don't think you have to trade up for Davis. I think Davis could be there at 15, so I wouldn't really worry about it. He might even be there at 18. So who knows? Larry says, move 15 up for Wilson and 18 back for Booth. That wouldn't be bad. Easy Money said Matt Corral, future MVP. I don't know, I watched a lot of tape on Matt Corral. I do like him. Doesn't mean I want to draft him, but I do like him. Xavier says Eagles need Sauce. Eagles need to move up for Sauce. Yeah, 100%. I mean, they got to move up. I mean, I don't know if they have to go top 3 at this point, but if they could trade up with the Panthers, if they're going to be, or at least the Jets would be nice at 4, but we'll see. Ryan, so would you give up our 2 first-round picks to trade up for Sauce? I wouldn't, because I think we really need more players, man. I think we need 2 defensive players in that first round. That's what I think. But with the Eagles, they might go receiver in the first round. I don't doubt if Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams falls that they will grab one of those guys as well. So they might not go defensive line in the first round. So you never know. Reese says, how early would you take Pickens? I mean, I don't know. I would try to move up a little bit from 51 with the second round pick. I mean, I'm hearing late. I'm hearing that Pickens is moving up in this draft. He might be a late first round pick. So we'll see. That 51st pick is just not enough. I think Pickens is going to be gone before that. Lemon says, you don't need Sauce. We can always wait for next year with 2 firsts. Oh, yeah, of course. But we need to get a cornerback in here. I mean, they got to bring somebody in. Xavier Rhodes is still out there, so that's a possibility if they don't get cornerback early in this draft, because I'm not liking Zach McPherson too much right now. And, Tay Gowan is somebody I'm definitely wanting to see with the competition this year. Lemon says, we definitely have a lot of holes, not enough picks in the first, obviously. She said, would you take Brandon Smith from Penn State in the second round? He's good projected to go in the early second to mid-second round. Yeah, Brandon Smith, the Penn State linebacker. Yeah, I think the one issue with him is just a lot of missed tackles. So his tackling is not perfect. But when it comes to athleticism and, his coverage isn't too bad, brings a physicality to your defense. I think really it's just the missed tackles. Doc said, would you take a risk on Jameson Williams and wait for him to be held? Oh, 100% I would. There's no doubt about it. And I'm not big on getting guys that are partially injured in the draft, but Jameson Williams' rehab is really good right now. So he will be running by the draft this week, and he will be ready by training camp. But if you want to stash him for a little bit, not even like if you want to just stash him for a little bit, you don't even have to, you could put him on IR for 8 to 10 weeks if that's what you want to do. If you just want to stash him, I'm totally fine with it, because without that injury, he's the number one receiver in the league, a number one receiver coming out of this draft. So I mean, at this point, I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind. If they got Jameson Williams, man, watch out. That's all I got to say. Jade says, did someone say Matt Corral's a future MVP? Jay Arthur says, if we move up for a corner, it has to be for Sauce. Stingley scares me, his one good year in 2019. And I think because of his medical, I don't know if he's going to be a top 10 pick. I think even if he's in great shape coming off his pro day, it doesn't mean, you could be in the best shape of your life and look really good with these drills. But at the end of the day, if he can't cover, if he can't be the player he once was, then it's going to be a problem. So I think it's more of a medical thing that teams are kind of scared of, going for him right now. And it says, well, Jason, you can't exactly discredit his opinion. Susan says, Joey, if Stingley and 2 offensive tackles go top 5, Thibodeaux and Sauce will both be there. I hope so. I hope a quarterback's taken. I think a couple offensive linemen will be taken. Apparently 8 receivers are supposed to be taken in the first round. 8 receivers are supposed to be going. So one of them will be available. If Olave is available, I wouldn't mind taking him either at wide receiver if he's available too. So I've seen a lot of mocks with Olave coming to the Eagles, but when it comes down to it, I think Thibodeaux could be moving down. It could happen. Could happen. Ron says, I had a dream last night the Eagles traded up to pick 2. That'd be pretty cool, but how much they're gonna have to give up? It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot though. King says, I think we are getting a top DB this year. That's what I'm hoping, because we're very empty at that position and safety. We should pick 3 players: Booth, Christian Harris, Pickens, Jordan Davis, Chris Olave. I'm picking. Oh, if it was me, probably. It's tough. I would probably say Davis, Booth, and Pickens. Probably. King says, watch Howie trade back and get offensive line. Ryan said, I had a dream last night we drafted Garrett Wilson. That would probably be one of my favorite picks. As well as Jameson Williams. If they're able to get Garrett Wilson, my God. Leon says, we need to go defense tackle and cornerback in the first round. That's what I want, dude. That's what I want. I want defensive line. I want cornerback, defensive line. That's what I want badly. Spike says, Sauce plays man. The Eagles are a zone team, Booth or McDuffie. That doesn't mean anything, dude. It doesn't mean we're playing zone the whole entire time. We're going to be disguising coverages. We're going to be playing 3-4 to 4-3. You don't draft a corner in the first round to play zone. It's just not. That's not why you draft a guy in the first round. McDuffie, I just get a lot of McDuffie. He's more of an inside guy. He's a small corner. I don't like his man-to-man. I like his zone. Same thing with Andrew Booth. Andrew Booth's zone is horrible, but they brought him in for a pre-draft visit. Like Andrew Booth, his zone is horrible, but his man-to-man is very good, and he's a ball hawk too. So I don't like Trent McDuffie in the first round at all. I really don't. If it's down to Booth, I'm totally fine with it. So Jade says defense is the most important position we need to fill. I said Jameson Williams is the dude we need. Yeah, I feel like he's going to bring that that speed to Philly. I think he's got that Deshaun Jackson explosiveness. I don't know. It's crazy. Tommy said, I have the worst feeling the Eagles are going to draft McDuffie. I will turn the draft off immediately if it happens. If they draft, like, the worst first round, I would say, is, like, McDuffie and Drake London. Like, I think that would be the worst first round that we'd get. Tim said Jalen Hurts went and celebrated A.J. Brown's daughter's birthday. Just sign him already. Crazy, right? Maria says, when Corral shows he's not as good as Hurts, do you pay Hurts the money and start all over at square one again? But when is Corral going to get playing time? So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point. Like, if Corral's not given a chance either, it's just, I don't know. He is due an extension at the end of this year. It just depends how many games Corral plays and how successful his games are. If he, goes on a roll in his rookie year and he's here, I don't know. It's a different story, but McDuffie is good. Yeah, McDuffie's good, but he's not a man-to-man corner. Lewis says, that's Tim, how you sign a player difference team. I'd love to know. Nick says, would you rather have Sauce and Davis or Williams and Davis? Oh, boy. I'd rather have Sauce and Davis. That's just me. Yo, man, what's going on, man? King says, do you think Matthew will sign somewhere before the draft? I don't know. It looks like he might sign after the draft. I don't know. There's only a few days left, so I think this is more of an after the draft type trade. So look for the Eagles drafting a safety. If they don't draft a safety within the first 3 rounds, there could be a good sign he could be coming here. So we'll see, though. Ryan says, when Devontae Smith went against Stingley got embarrassed. Man, say, hey, Joey, what about Jordan Davis, Andrew Booth, and Pickens? It seems realistic. I think it's very realistic. Jordan Davis and Andrew Booth will definitely be there. He could be there at 18. And Pickens in the second round, 51, a little too far away for me to say that Pickens is safe. But I think they should at least, they have 2/3, 3 fifth-round picks. So, I mean, if there's a chance they can move up, they have the draft capital to do it. Doc says, could Davis Ojabo fall the third round? I don't know if Ojabo's falling to the third. I think he'll actually get picked in the second round. So we'll see. I would get him in the third round 100%. If they end up getting 2 first-round picks, I would definitely grab him in the second. Only if they have 2 second-round picks, I think they would grab him in the second round. I think that's what I would do. Susan, if they move to it's Hutchinson, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much interest they have in Hutchinson. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know how much interest they have in him. So I don't know. It's a good thing to say. Look, just because the pre-draft visits don't mean anything. I mean, it can mean they have interest, but you have to look at the pro days too. They could have talked to players at the pro days as well, so they might have not brought in a lot of these guys on pre-draft visits. Like they talked to Olave, they talked to I think they talked to Garrett Wilson and Olave. Garrett Wilson has had a pre-draft visit either, and him and the Eagles have talked. They talked a lot at the pro day, so. Derek says, I heard the Eagles didn't take a linebacker in the first forever and that Hamilton in the first safety to go in early in a long time. Are those positions just not super valuable? No, it's just the Eagles. No, they are valuable positions. It's just the issue is the Eagles just don't they just haven't drafted linebacker in 40 years. Safety, they haven't drafted early in a while. And I don't know because, really, we had Malcolm Jenkins here for a long time and Rodney McLeod. So we really didn't have issues at safety for a long time. So, I don't think it's not, there's no value in that position, but it just comes down to what the Eagles want to do. Eagles Land says, as long as Stingley's healthy, I want him. I believe he's healthy based on the reports. Let's see. We got Louis says, Gwynn says, Devin Lloyd and Boot Jr. would love it. I just don't think they're drafting a linebacker in the first round. I just don't see it happening with Kaiser White here. I don't think they're going linebacker first round, especially they brought Christian Harrison. They might be looking for a thumper in the second round if that's what they want to do. So don't want to touch anything from Washington. Dolly says, why get a D lineman if we have Milton Williams? Because he's going to his second year, and plus you have Javon Hargrave, a free agent after this year. Fletcher Cox is a free agent after this year. I mean, that's why there's people that ask me, why draft a defensive lineman? Well, because why not? You still need another piece next to Milton Williams. If they drafted Jordan Davis, I would move Fletcher next to Milton Williams in that second rotation, to be honest, to kind of, even and balance both your lines out, if that's what you want to do at both, at number 1, 2, 3, and 4 defensive tackle positions. So Ryan said, I think Gannon on the hot seat this year, 100%. I mean, 100%. I mean, they went mostly defense in this free agency. They could be going more defense in this draft. Given the pieces he's probably going to be getting, yeah, I think he is going to be on the hot seat. Probably will. And I hope – I didn't want him on the team this year. You know what I mean? Katsa, Dominic, what do you mean? What do you upgrade a position? I don't know, bro. You tell me. What's going on, Sua? What's going on, man? There's like says Hurts can't hit the deep ball. They need a big body receiver. It just depends, dude. He can hit the deep ball at some points, but it depends what the Eagles want. Do they want a big receiver like Alec Pearson in the second round or George Pickens, or do they want more of a speedster in the first round? I feel like they want receiver in the first round, badly. I feel like that's what they want to do. But I think George Pickens is definitely George Pickens is highly capable, and I think you can get a guy like him, a big body that can move well at 6'3". So it's really what the Eagles want. Do the Eagles want a big receiver? Or do the Eagles want mostly speed on top of speed? So it'd be really up to them. Mudgy Drip says, Joey, you to watch Jesse Luketa from Penn State. Who is that? The Penn State quarterback from last year? Man says 4 freaking days. 4. Gary says, I must be the only one who likes McDuffie. He's better Asante Samuel Jr. and a first, early second. I'd take him. I wouldn't take him in the first round. Second round pick, sure. So first round, I'm not interested in it. Chris said, I'm hearing 6 to 8 receivers will go first round. There could be 3 quarterbacks taken first round. Stingley will drop to 15, 18 when teams are concerned about medicals. Players drop significantly. I'm gonna be very surprised if 3 quarterbacks get taken in the first. I mean, there might be 1 or 2, maybe. I don't know, but I'd be shocked if 3 are taken, to be honest with you, because maybe more teams are going to be trading back, but I could probably see it. I mean, top 10, I think more teams are going to want to trade back than really trade up, because obviously the quarterback position being very, obviously the quarterback, prospects being very weak this year. So Jared says, would you be shocked if they took Karlaftis at 18 due to being compared to Ryan Kerrigan when he was good? I mean, I don't mind Karlaftis. I've never really had a problem with him. It just wasn't one of my favorite defensive ends coming out of this draft. But Karlaftis would be like pretty much my last defensive end I would take in the first round. I really, pretty much. So I think he will be there. We'll see. Tommy says, if the Birds were able to trade number 18 for A.J. Brown, I'd try to get a higher second-round pick to draft another wide receiver, potentially Pickens, if he's there. If they end up picking A.J. Brown up, I don't think they go for another receiver. I just don't think. They already got Zach Pascal here. They've already got some depth behind it. Greg Ward's coming back, so I don't know if they hit on that position again. I really don't. Easy Money says, Matt Corral met with Howie and Sirianni at the NovaCare. I know. We're going to find out. We're going to find out who's right and who's wrong with this Matt Corral stuff. We're going to find out, though. Kid Craze says, we draft good draft. I guess what happens, they turn into trash players. Why not have a bad draft and then have good players? These might say Matt Corral is the elite trade scene, today's best NFL QBs, and is a dog. Yo, Isaac, what's going on, man? Maria says, Karlaftis is more like Kerrigan with the Eagles. Student says, if the Eagles trade, they're going after Ojabo. Could happen. Mom said, you do, man, easy monies. Eagles gang said, if AJ requested a trade or has permission, then the Eagles are number 1 on AJ Brown's list. Oh, there's no doubt about it. If AJ Brown requested a trade, and look, these cryptic tweets from AJ Brown the past couple weeks have been kind of nuts. Like, I don't know if there's like anything going on about his extension or what's going on, but I definitely feel like they are the number 1 team. They have to be at this point. I mean, they have to be the number 1 team because Jalen's going to be like, you got to trade for this guy. I mean, I don't know if he has any say in it, but Susan, Matt Corral is a bum. I hope that the Eagles are smart and wait to sign a QB next year. Fran says, we need defense heavy and just one offensive weapon. Man says, hell yeah, man. Jay says, what up, Joey? Trading with the Jets would secure one of the top corners or wideouts. Yeah, 100%. If they're able to, they can go get Garrett Wilson. They can go get Jameson Williams if they move up. They can go get Ahmad Sauce Gardner. So, Maria says, get Wyatt best cornerback and get Pickens Robinson. Wouldn't mind it. Wan'Dale Robinson's good. In the 3rd round, I think he's more of a late 2nd round pick, but we'll see. Easy Money says, Matt Corral goes taller, modern-day Russell Wilson, mobile Justin Herbert. Man. I mean, his movements he could evade the pocket really well. Lewis said, always have depth at defensive line. Michael says, Williams, Booth, Harris, Brisker. That's really good. I bet Jaquan Brisker would absolutely love it. I think Brisker's going to go very early, though. I don't think Brisker's going to be there in the third round, though. I think Brisker will be either a late 1st or an early 2nd round pick. I really like Brisker a lot. Yo, Jason, what's going on, man? Marcus says the defensive class will make Fletcher Cox look good again. As John says, Traylon Burks or Jameson Williams. No, Jameson Williams by a mile. I mean, Jameson Williams 100%. Chris says Davis, Stingley, Ojabo, and trade for a second and draft and take up Pierce or Pickens. Those 4 picks would be insane. Yes, to get Davis, Stingley, Ojabo, and trade for another second. Yeah, I would definitely take it. I don't know, Pierce or Pickens. I mean, I like Pickens a lot, but Alec Pierce is 6'3", over 212 pounds, and that guy burns as a big body receiver. You might say Joey is going to look so clean. That new Macaroni, dude, stop that stuff. Jake said, you think Calvin Ridley for day 3 right now would be worth it? Seems like a low risk, high reward despite him being out for the year. Pair him with Smitty and a rookie like Jamo or Pickens next year. I don't know, because I don't think I've heard any news on the whole Calvin Ridley thing. I mean, I don't know if the Eagles haven't got any information on it. And you know what I mean? I mean, would you take him even still being, if he's going to be suspended for a whole year? I really don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the right move at the end of the day, but we'll see. Sue says, Joey, would you be mad if we trade down to 34 and we take Ojabo? I mean, no. I mean, at the end of the day, like, even if Ojabo doesn't play this year, I think it's a really good futuristic piece. If you guys didn't see, like, Philly 500 brought up a really good quote from Howie Roseman the other day, which I really did like, and I kind of really saw. I really had to take some consideration into it. So this quote from the other day we did on the Philly Shakedown last night. So we say, quote unquote, we've had a lot of discussions, a lot of good discussions about the players in this draft. And we just have to make sure we take the best players and not look at the draft as just a short-term fix. So if they're going to take Ojabo as a long-term fix, then yeah, I could see that happening. Like, and that's why I think they could go quarterback, because they're looking for long-term pieces, and, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Ryan said, would you give up a first and a second for Debo? Probably not. Probably not. Right now, probably not. So I think that the Giants and Garrett Wilson bad. They might. I mean, they need offensive line. They might get Neal. I have them trading back one of their picks. I don't see them. I don't see the Giants staying at 5 and 7. I don't see them staying at those 2 picks. For me, it makes no sense. I don't think they have another first round pick for next year. Daniel Jones on the last year of his contract. It makes no sense for them to pick 2 players in the top 10. For me, at least, it just makes no sense. Jay McDuffie better than Stingley. That's a joke. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. So I hope Philly Express shipped that jersey so I get you. Dude, it's not. He actually might know my address, but I don't know, though. He might have my address. I gave him my address a long time ago. I think when he was trying to send me something a long time ago, but he might have it. I don't know, but I think it's all BS, though. Philly's just making jokes. Jay says, nobody wants Matt Corral jersey. I'm starting to think people are swinging both ways or hiding something from the world. Chris says, Giants will draft Malik Willis and Jameson Williams with fifth and 7th pick. Damn, dude. That'd be kind of crazy. Jay Koch said, McBluffy better than Asante Jr. is the biggest joke. John said, don't draft first-round linebacker. They have to get Harris. He performed well in SD level football, something Devin Lloyd hasn't done. 4.44 speed. 11-foot broad jump. I mean, holy crap. And Christian Harris used to play wide receiver and I think safety. So that's why this guy is like very athletic. Easy Money's ready. He's ready this week. Eric says, there is no sure thing quarterback than Sauce. Even Stingley has quite a quitter and injured. He might cost a lot of capital, but I think you got to get up to 6 and grab him. Yeah, I think so too. I think 6 is a good spot. But the Giants make me a little nervous at 5. As John said, let's be honest here. When the Eagles want first-round receivers, it doesn't turn out well. Then Devontae, of course, he was good, though, but I want Burks. Treylon Burks is good, too. I think he's an all-around really good receiver. I don't mind Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks probably one of the first receivers I went over and love this tape. But if you want to go further, if you have a chance to move up, and go get Garrett Wilson, or you want to go up and get Jameson Williams, you take the chance and you go do it. I think that's what you got to do. So I'm definitely on board for that, 100%. So we'll see. Bark says, do you think hopes are still up for Honeybat? Yeah, I think the Eagles are staying persistent right now. I think there's a good chance. I think there's a really good chance right now. Who is Matt Corral? Yang gang. Jay says the Jets might end up with Deebo Samuel. They might, because they're willing to give up that 10th overall pick right now for a number 1 receiver. So they could. You might say Philly 500 bought Joey his new Matt Corral jersey. Dude, I don't know why people keep saying this. Like, there's no proof of it. So Corey says corner and wide out first round. I wouldn't mind it. I feel like that's what the Eagles are going to do. As much as I feel like they can get value at wide receiver in the 2nd round, I feel like they could go in the 1st round and maybe go get somebody. Tommy said, I feel like it's most realistic Birds trade for Carolina number 6 because to get into the top 3, it's going to cost too much. The Jets and Giants are not going to trade when they need to improve immediately. Yeah, 100%. if you want the number 3 overall, number 4, it's going to cost you a lot. It's probably going to cost you your first and second round picks. Miguel says, give me some news. I wish I had a lot of news, but I don't, unfortunately. Yang said, looking forward to seeing you in your new Matt Corral jersey. Jesus Christ. He says, a nice stream, Joe. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it so much. I'll give you guys some wrenches, too. There's a rumor that Howie Roseman is packing serious heat. He probably is. Slay says, bro, I hate how you guys can grow beards and got a goatee. Don Philly says, we are drafting a quarterback this year or next year. It's a fact. Nobody in the Eagles organization or the fans just trust Jalen Hurts. That's why we're not spending money on big-time receiver. I totally agree. They haven't done nothing this offseason to at least show me that they believe in Jalen Hurts. It's this underwhelming free agency. They passed on every receiver. I know the market's been kind of crazy. I don't blame Howie Roseman for the Calvin Ridley trade, but Calvin Ridley kind of screwed that up for us. So it's been kind of nuts. Philly Sports says, would you take Corral or Pickett? I don't want to draft a quarterback this year. I really don't. First, second rounds, I want to build this roster. I want to give Jalen Hurts another chance this year, build this roster. And then if next year, he doesn't work out this year, then that's it. You move on. You trade Jalen Hurts. They're going to take advantage of it. They're going to trade Jalen Hurts most likely. It doesn't work after this year. It's extension time after this year. Dr. Philly says, Eagles not touching Jalen Hurts. Only that makes sense in a passing league. Why spend a bunch of money on a receiver when a quarterback? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like they're not spending enough money, especially a lot of these veteran quarterbacks were getting some short-term deals. So if they're going to spend a lot of money with a quarterback that's not going to produce with this receiver, they're not going to spend a crap ton of money on a receiver like this. That's another thing that I think you're right on that, Dr. Philly, 100%. Hilly said, my border collie has some Warlick score as Corral. It's John says, wait, is Ojabo not going to be able to play it? For what I'm hearing, probably not. Probably not. Maybe if you're in the playoffs, you'll be able to show up. I don't know how an Achilles injury takes, 8 to 10 months? So, it could take a long time. Senator Wise said, my dream draft situation is Sauce at 6, Burks at 18. I like those picks. Those are great. So AJ Brown posted IG story, him and Jalen Hurts working out. Yeah, I'll actually have video out on that today. It's already done. I already kind of went over that today. I'll have a video out to you guys mid-afternoon. So Ryan said, we can't sit back in this draft. We got to be aggressive. That's what we got to do. Don't just settle for what's coming at 15. They got to move. They got to trade up and be aggressive. Don't just wait. If there's someone slipping, move up. I wouldn't say totally reach. If you feel comfortable, move up in this draft. There's nothing wrong with it. You have 2/3 and 3 5th rounders. You got extra picks you can give away if you want to move up. They have the ammo to do it. They have picks for next year. They could do whatever they want to do. Howie Roseman has a lot of flexibility because if they come out of this draft on a failed draft with all the flexibility that Howie Roseman had, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Brad says, I wouldn't even touch linebacker into the first. They do. I would go Dean. Yeah, I'll go Dean or Lloyd regardless, but I just don't think they're doing it. Second round, sure. First, no, definitely not. Jared says, would you love to see him either take Brisker or Hill at safety if they chose to wait also like Cook out of Cincinnati? Yeah, Cook is a good one too. But I like Daxton Hill at Michigan. I like Dax. Brisker or Hill. If they got Brisker or Hill, I'd be great. I'd be fine, and I'd be totally fine with Tyrann Mathieu not coming here if they bring Brisker or Hill into here because Hill and Brisker can move around. They could be that Malcolm Jenkins piece for your defense. They could play any position on the defense, and they're good, man. Both of these guys will not disappoint. I've been liking Brisker. I've been liking Daxton Hill a little bit more. I know he's smaller than Brisker, but the guy always gets his hands on the football. The guy's a high IQ as well, so it's nice. John said, what do you think we would have to give up for the Giants pick at 5? Depending what the Giants want, they could totally try to fleece us at this point. So I don't know. It could be almost anything. It'd be maybe a couple, obviously trading our first round pick and a couple mid rounders, or it could be they could totally fleece us, or try to at least. Philly Sports said, "Why do you hate on Kadarius Toney?" I don't hate Kadarius Toney at all. He just had issues with the Giants last year. I didn't hate Kadarius Toney coming out of the draft when he played for the Giants. Didn't show up to practice for some practices, and he was just hurt. And I just feel like they had to stay away from it. John says, so we can get Sauce. What's going on, Suo? Ryan says they're setting Jalen Hurts up to fail haven't got him any weapons. I totally agree. Like I feel like they're tanking. And from that quote I showed from Howie Roseman talking about long term, they're building, they're mostly trying to get this defense ready. I mean, they're getting the defense ready for the future. That's what I feel like they're doing right now. So I'm saying to get a QB next year. If Hurts doesn't work out, why are we going to draft a trade into the top 5 to get Young or Stroud? I mean, I don't know what it's going to look like, depending what these picks are going to be. We don't even know what these picks are going to look like. The Saints have to play as worst they possibly can next year. So you might say, Chris, teams have already lined up for Matt Corral and 2 first-round picks in next year's draft, so Stroud and Young will be impossible to land. They're out of reach, it seems. Philly says, watch the Eagles go to 6 with Sauce there and pick a QB. Could happen. Yangry says, where will Jalen Hurts play in 2023? I do not know. I mean, look, I think the Eagles will get some really good compensation for him. I'm not saying a first-round pick, but I think they might get some good compensation for him. I think it's possible. We got Dave Edwards joining the Shake Squad Army. Appreciate it so much, man. To the Shake Squad Captain tier. Thank you so much, Dave. Appreciate you coming in. We have draft highlight reactions, miscellaneous videos. We have behind the scenes videos, stuff I can't really put on YouTube. So in the pinned comment, we have memberships in the description below as well. So definitely any tier, doesn't matter what it is, just for support and just for extra content is cheap. And Dave, thank you so much for joining the Shake Squad Army, bro. Much love, man. Thank you so much. Lewis says Howie and Jeff and their gold standard. Edomite says only 3 elite positions at QB within the next 2 drafts. Matt Corral, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. 5 teams have 2 firsts and 23 for Stroud and Young. They're out of reach. Corral is the strongest arm out of them. That's interesting. If they're both going top 5 next year, it's going to be a problem. Johnson, I'm going to break my TV if we don't draft a dynamic quarterback. I think we will, man. I think corner is going to be a big one on our list. I do. Jake says it's hard to trust any Bama or OCU quarterback. T. Lewis Bird Gang, I need Jameson Williams and Daxton Hill. Booth in the first. That would be a good one. Chandler says, screw it. Just give the picks, the 49ers for Debo and the 20 mil he wants. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. But Rishi said, did the Eagles meet with Stingley? No, they did not. They met with Stingley. They met with Sauce. They met with Andrew Booth. Those are only 2 they met up with. Maybe they have no interest in Stingley. Maybe they don't trust Stingley too much. Sign Trey Brisker will probably be drafted between 30 and 50. We need to get a pick earlier in the second round. I think Matthew might go back to KC. Casey's GM said he's open to him returning. I mean, I don't know how that's possible. They signed Justin Reed to a lot of money, so I don't get how that's happening. I don't think he's going back to KC. That's just me, though. I just think it's totally impossible he's even going back there. Appreciate it, man. So how do you join membership? If you go to the description below, there's a link down there. And if you go to the pinned comment, in the pinned comment of the live chat, there is a link in there as well for membership. So all right there. And if you guys haven't followed me, follow me on Twitter. If you guys need help, if you need help with that, Philly, you could message me on Twitter as well. I'll send you the link on there. Depends if you're on computer or phone. Al says the most Philly can get for Hurts is what they paid in the draft. Totally true. Jerry says, I still believe easy money is Matt Corral. He might be, dude. He might actually be. I would not doubt it. Ryan said, if you're Howie Roseman, you have to go for who you want this draft decides the future. 100%. If he's going long-term, yeah, I really think so. I really think I think they've been trying to build this defense for the future as of right now, but we're going to find out if this Matt Corral thing is real. We're going to find out between the first and second rounds. Wouldn't shock me, but I'll still be pissed off, but it wouldn't shock me. Armal says, man, watching the Eagles for so long, I'm nervous to hell with how he's drafting. It's going to be crazy, bro. It's John says, I want them to draft Marcus Jones from Houston. He could play receiver, corner, punt returner, and kick returner. Miguel says, Joey, if the Eagles make a trade for a player, don't they have to do this before the draft? They have to check them out physically before giving up picks. No, they don't have to. I mean, if they're healthy and, they're fine, I mean, they obviously are going to know the report on who's healthy and who's not healthy. So they can make a trade during the draft, too. It doesn't really matter. Jerry says they're talking on Boston radio down here that the Patriots are in on Kadarius Toney. Well, I know they need another receiver. The Patriots have been needing another receiver, definitely. So I don't doubt it. Tommy says, Giants helped us out last year with Smitty. Maybe they'll help us out again with get Sauce. Maybe. Philly Sports, have you looked at Bailey Zapp yet? Kentucky QB? I have not. Chris says, Shakes, I agree with you, brother. We're going to all defense, maybe a wide receiver in the third. Yeah, I could see it. If they're going third, go Wan'Dale Robinson in the third at wide receiver. That's what you want to do because Wan'Dale, if they decide to get defensive line, cornerback, and go in the second to get Christian Harris, I'm good getting Wan'Dale Robinson in the third round if that's what they want to do. So I'm totally fine with that, 100%. Jake says, what do you think of Howie being named ESPN's sixth best drafter since 2010? Depends on the categories of how, as a drafter or as an overall GM. That's going to be the big difference. Armel says, what do you think, Joey? You think Rager or Dillard gets traded on draft night? There's a possibility. I don't know if the Eagles have got the right compensation for Andre Dillard. I mean, he's definitely on the trade block right now. Rager, a different story just because there's teams checking out his availability right now. If they're able to trade Rager, would be a great thing. So we'll see. Rishi says, you know what I noticed ever since Smitty came to Philly, the media forgets him compared to how much everything was talked about him before. I see the 2020 rookies getting more attention. Oh, 100%. I mean, they treated Devontae Smith like he was a number 3 receiver, which really pissed me off. Under 1,000 yards, over 900 yards, it's just not enough. For a run-heavy offense, for what the Eagles were giving Devontae Smith, he actually played really well. But for what he could do further, ceiling-wise, I think he could do so much more. Torville says, many teams in the 20s want wide receivers. If we want Pickens, we might have to draft him at 18 if we really like him. I don't know if that's too much. That might be too much of a reach for Pickens at 18. I don't know. He could go late first, so I think it's a little bit of a reach, though. As John said, build around Hurts, get the D right, and that's what you need. Don't trade Hurts. I want to keep this roster the way it is this year. Build your roster. Keep Jalen Hurts this year. See what he does. And you got 2 first-round picks. Do whatever you want with next year. But you never know what could happen. Those 2 first-round picks might not be for a quarterback because the Eagles are weighing out their options. 2 first rounds this year, 2 first rounds next year. They could be weighing out their options. Shotpack says, guys, let's just admit we don't know anything. We're just all going to have to wait and shit for the shit that show that see with the draft this year. 100%, man. We're going to be wrong about a lot of things. We're going to be wrong about a lot of things this year. Jared say, hey, if they really think that Jalen isn't the guy and they like Matt Corral, then what the hell take them? We don't know anything that might end up being a superstar. No, we don't know at all. We really don't know. Hank says, what do you think we can get for trading Minshew? I'd say a 3rd-round pick. I think for desperation, I think a team might give up a second. I say a 3rd-round pick. But I think if there's like a team after the draft that really needs quarterback, then plus Minshew's cheap. I mean, he's really cheap too. Minshew's cost a little over $900,000 for the year, so kind of nuts. But we'll see. Hank says maybe get Desmond Ridder with that pick. Easy Money says I like winning and rocket arm QB run the league. Chris says, Matthew was signed with the Eagles after the draft. We're not taking a safety early, cross in the 3rd or 4th round. Could do that. Yeah, if they take, I say if within the 2 rounds, if they don't take a safety, they could go after. The Tyrann Mathieu thing might be pretty legit, so we'll see. Chris R says, Shakes, check out Danny Gray and Cole Turner when you get a chance. Both possible late-round gems. Yeah, I got a lot more. I have another membership video coming out probably by tonight, late tomorrow. I got a lot more stuff I'm doing right now. So still a lot of players I have to go over right now. So many good wide receivers in this draft. It reminds me of a couple of years ago when Howie managed to find bust in a rich wide receiver crop. Hopefully history doesn't repeat itself. Yeah, I totally agree. Tommy says, what's the earliest we draft O-line? Late 2nd, early 3rd? I would say 3rd round, maybe. I don't know if they draft offensive line that early because at the end of the day, like with Jeff Stoutland being the offensive line coach, he can almost get anybody. If they bring in some type of high ceiling talent in the mid rounds for Jeff Stoutland, he can almost do anything with him. They took a 7th round rugby player in Jordan Mailata and turned him into a Pro Bowl left tackle. So, going to be a future Pro Bowl left tackle. Easy Money Tyrann will sign if we have the generational arm talent, Matt Corral. It's all about Matt Corral. All right, so if we draft QB first, I'm turning it off and going to bed. No, you're not. You're going to watch the whole thing. It's not over. Jake says trading down for Pickens is definitely a great option. Oh, no, 100%. Get more picks in the process. If they trade down, if they take 18, trade down, and get another 2nd-round pick, and have 2 2nd-round picks, and get Pickens, and then they get another starter on the field, they could potentially have 3 starters. I mean, really good starters on this field. The second round's a lot of talent, a lot of starting caliber talent. John says deep playoff run this year. I don't know. It just depends. I mean, I think the NFC East is very weak this year. I think you could win the division this year, but playoffs, I don't know. NFC is a little weak right now. You have a couple of teams you have to watch out for competition-wise, but I don't know. A deep run, I don't know about a deep run, but I feel like they can get in the playoffs, sure. Chris says, Wan'Dale in the slot with Smith and Quez would make us dangerous. I'm surprised no one. No, I love Wan'Dale Robinson. He's the most slippery, twitchy slot receiver I've ever seen. Turns direction. I mean, holy crap. His start and stop speed. I mean, he's just really good. I love Wan'Dale Robinson. I mean, he's a 3rd-round pick, so it would be a total steal. Liquid says, Hurts is a waste of time. We need to get a new QB. Hurts isn't good enough, and he is waiting on a new contract. Yeah, what if Hurts plays like a little bit better, but still asks for a contract at the end of the year? Like, what if he plays a tick better, which is still not enough for me in my eyes? But I don't know, man. I just don't think you give him an extension. I think he really has to make a big step this year. John says, have you watched anything on Chad Muma? Chad Muma is actually next on my he's next on my channel membership. So you'll see there's going to be draft highlights on him and some other stuff. I watched, I think, one full game on him so far. So I'm almost there. I need another guy to kill rats with me. I think Rager needs a job. Those I want Eagles to get Kyle Phillips round 4 to go with a wide receiver in the first, second. Phillips is going to be really good. He reminds me of Renfro from Clemson, who is with the Raiders. As John says, Rager is going to be in the deal if we move up for Sauce. I mean, that would be great if they're able they try to get rid of him. I would really like that. I'm hoping that's the case. Hank says don't want to spend too much money on receivers since I think we'll get Ridley for pennies after suspension if Hurts is still here. May says please check out Drake. Please don't pick Drake London. Yeah, I don't want Drake London. If I'm going for, and I don't hate Drake London. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate him. I just feel like he doesn't get any separation. That's just a big problem for me right now. So. Yang says, why did crocodiles survive but dinosaurs died? I don't know because it seems like they're almost the same. But, I mean, that's a good thing. You might say, we have so many picks. Let's go Howie Corral next star QB first, all SC after we run the NFC. Let's do it up. We got a super chat from Sloppy Joe's Sloppy Show. What's going on, man? He says, hey, just hopping in. Sorry if this was covered. Did you hear about Casey? They think there might be a first round needs at 29-30. I'd love to trade back for 29-30 and keep 15 or 18 plus third for 29 and 30. That wouldn't be bad at all. 18 and a third for 29 and third. That wouldn't be bad at all, to be honest. I wouldn't mind that. I think that would be a good spot if they want to pick up, I don't know if they want to pick up, if they already draft a cornerback, you can go get, I don't know, you can go get safety. You can go get Pickens if he's going to be late first. You can make a good steal in the late first round if that's where you want to go. But definitely, I wouldn't mind it. I think Casey wants one of those speedster wide receivers. That's why they want to move up in this draft so badly. So that could be an option. So, Joe, I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you for the super chat, dude. Noble says, what up? What it do, Joe? Joe, what's going on, Noble? Jake said minus the injury. He says no. Josh Allen was a nobody coming out of college. Mahomes wasn't clear cut number one coming out. D-Man said I don't think we need a first round linebacker. Great talent in the second, fourth rounds. Torville says rumors Casey wants to move up for a wide receiver. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. They want to get that Tyreek Hill type player, whether it's Jameson Williams or Pickens or somebody. They want one of those guys. Derek said, who are the other one to second round big body receivers besides London? You have Alec Pierce from Cincinnati. He's like 6'3", over 200. What is he, like 212 pounds, something like that? I watch highlights on Alec Pierce. He's one of my other favorite big body receivers. George Pickens has a big body too. He's 6'3". His height's like 6'3", but the guy can move really well for how big he is as well. So Alec Pierce is nice though. You should definitely look at him. Noble says, who we taking at 15, 18? I honestly don't think we're going to use both this year. She's just trading our 18 back for more assets. I think they'll trade. They could trade back 18, but if we're picking 15, 18, I'm going defensive line. I'm going corner defensive line. That's what I'm going in the first round as of right now. So that, that actually could happen. Could happen. Let me just put the stream up real quick so we're good to go. And yeah, we're good. Okay. Jacoby Charles says, imagine Eagles trading up and getting a Monstros Gardner, and then with the 18, they get Jordan Davis in the first round. Oh, yeah, I would love it. I mean, if they got Sauce and Davis, I think it would be an A-plus first round. 100%. Would totally be fine with that. There's Nick says, wide receiver in the second, shore up that defense, and let's go. I'm ready, dude. I'm ready. Steven says, hey, Joey, is Ojabo defense and their line? He's defensive end. Defensive end. I don't think we have to worry about Drake London because the Eagles didn't bring him in for a visit, so I feel like they aren't. Dude, don't be surprised, dude. Don't be surprised if they do, because Howie Roseman likes those big type receivers, those guys. It's like don't be surprised if Drake London. And look, I don't hate Drake London. I think he has one of the best hands, and he's probably the best contested catcher in this draft. But the guy gets no separation. I mean, that's the only issue I have with him. He just gets no separation, so. Gets kind of crazy. We got another member to the Shake Squad Army. Gio, dude, what's going on, man? Appreciate it so much to the Shake Squad Soldier tier. Thank you so much. You're going to love it, man. From all I'm doing, going to have more channel memberships by tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to have more miscellaneous videos. We have, setup videos on my setup and other stuff I can't put on YouTube that gets copyrighted. So appreciate it, Gio, dude, so much, man. Thank you so much for becoming a member to the Shake Squad Army. Thank you so much. Much love to everybody. If you guys, 166 in the chat. Appreciate everybody on a Sunday. It's Sunday. You know what I mean? So if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, we cover the Eagles every day. We're going to have streams this week. We're going to be streaming the whole entire draft. You're here for that. We'll be here. And we'll be ready to go. Like the stream if you guys have it. So, like I said, just and give it a shot, man. It's I'm telling you, this week's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. We're gonna hear more rumors this week, and then by the time the draft comes, we're gonna be streaming 3 days of the draft. So it should be a lot of fun. Love Jelani Woods. Also love Isaiah Likely. Malik Areusa's Sauce name scares me. He was a Matt Corral stronger arm than number 1 pick Trevor Lawrence. Nike long toss 2017. Project said they did the same thing for Dillard. No visits. Yeah, I mean the issue with Dillard was they thought that Dillard was they expected him to go higher. They expected Dillard to go a lot higher in the draft. They didn't expect him to be there at 21, 22, whatever they were at that year in 19. So yeah. Tommy says J-Jaw also led his draft class in contested catches. We all know how that panned out. I didn't even know if that was even the case, so thanks for telling me. I didn't even know. This is my church. Slavi Joseph, this is my church. Appreciate it very much, man. Just hit the like button. Appreciate it, dude. Tyler says I could definitely see George Pickens going into the late 20s to like Casey or Green Bay. Yeah, it could happen. Jed says, I don't know. I've seen some Drake London highlights. He looks good to me, but it's really the separation. Like there should be a lot more receivers taken before him because he's got the big body, but it's like the reason why he's a contested catcher is because he's just not fast enough. I just feel like he doesn't have that elite speed. He just doesn't have it. He's got one of the strongest hands. I think he's got fantastic hands. He's got really good physicality. When he gets the ball, he'll run into people. He'll be like that bruiser wide receiver. Like he'll get those extra yards. His effort is great, but it's just, I don't know, man. I'm just not comfortable with it. Ed says Sunday is one of my only days off. Oh, that's good, bro. That's good, bro. Yeah, Sundays are the day. I used to work all weekend. I used to work weekends all the time. So Noble says I wouldn't be surprised. What I learned to do draft night is just don't do what's in front of us. Do the unthinkable. Is the unthinkable always a good thing, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Hill said, my 2 biggest draft areas of concern, we can't run in between the tackles. Our interior offensive line is gone after this year. You know what? It's the right guard is going to be, I don't think Jack Driscoll's the guy at right guard, but I think Herbert could be that guy. But at the end of the day, I think once Lane Johnson retires, I think you'll have Driscoll will be that right tackle for the Eagles 100%. I think he'll be that tackle. I think he can play right tackle better than right guard. Isaac Samal, what the hell are they doing with him? I have no idea. But Dickerson is not moving from left guard. I'm keeping him at left guard. I don't care if Kelsey's gone after this year or not. Dickerson has worked out such a good pick right now. I mean, that turned to an A-plus draft, in my opinion, with Landon Dickerson working out next to Jordan Mailata. That left side of your line is your strong point of that line. So Jake said NFL needs to allow the number 0 before Devin Lloyd gets drafted. Chris said Pierce 6'3", 2012, ran a 4.33 40. His only problem is route running and stiff hips coming out of breaks. Still, yeah, I think he could just get better, man. Alec Pierce is going to be a beast. Ryan said, have you heard of Sky Moore really fast? Yeah, Sky Moore I have to go over too. I have to go. Muma and Sky Moore are the two guys I'm pretty much going over. So that's pretty much what's going on. Like I said, anyone else miss old all day Saturday and Sunday draft format? Even says Joey, this draft has been way more fun than previous years. This big draft ahead, tons of picks. Go Birds! Oh, you're excited. I know you are. And this draft coming up this Thursday, we're gonna be pretty excited. It's gonna be a fun night. Hopefully it's a fun night. District says the Eagles get a B- draft. How long is the road being great again? I don't think they can go B-, dude. I think they can get an A in this draft easily. Like, I feel like they just can't screw it up. Like, they really can't screw up 15 and 18. I mean, I don't know how they could screw it up, but they really shouldn't be able to screw it up. Chris Hart says, I can't get over Alex Pierce dropping that touchdown versus Bama. I'm waiting for JJ, 40 catches, 600 yards, and 5 touchdowns, and 1 rushing. So said Joey, this year, do any teams worry you? Do it as in what? Like as in how good they're going to be? I mean, worry me? No, I don't. I mean, not really. I mean, if you're talking about NFC East, no, not really. I'm not really afraid of anybody from the East, to be honest. Jared said, Jalen Reagor had a ton of separation. He's hard. Well, to be honest with you, yeah, I mean, he's horrible. I mean, look at Nelson Aguilar. I mean, he had a ton of that guy can get separation, but he just couldn't catch the ball for 2 years, first 2 years here. So, ALO said J. Joe went from the best blocking wide receiver to one of the worst blocking tight ends. He's gonna be blocking defensive ends and linebackers, dude. How is he gonna do that? I don't know, dude. Blocking a DB is much different than blocking a linebacker in the defensive end. So, as becoming a tight end now, just justifying the pick. Because now J-Jaw has a way bigger chance of making this roster than moving him to tight end. As a receiver, not as much. I had him on the bubble. I had him pretty much gone to the practice squad. And that's what the Eagles figured out. But why not even just put him at wide? Why didn't you put him as a tight end last year if that was even the case? Might as well just put him there at that point. Rock, what's going on, man? Zazie, do you think the Eagles take a safety in the second that they will be out on the Honey Badger? I just don't want us to take a safety and then Honey Badger goes inside. Well, that's the thing. If they feel like they're losing on this trade and it's not going anywhere and they're going to take Brisker or Daxton Hill or something like that, I'm totally fine with it. Like, I want Tyrann Mathieu too, but at the end of the day, like, if they draft a really good player, I'm not going to be upset over it. I'm not, because then it's probably going to be a lot cheaper. You know, you're going to have a guy for 4 years in the building on a cheap contract, so I'm really not going to be able to complain too much. Tommy says, I've been curious about this for a long time. Why not give Terrell Owens a trial and give him a 1-year cheap prove-it deal? Torville said, I like it better when the draft was on Saturday and Sunday. I hate the Thursday-Friday change. It makes it hard to try to get home from work. Yeah, so I thought the draft used to be on Friday, Saturday. Maybe I was wrong. That's what I used to think. Yeah, it kind of sucked. Well, it's not too bad unless you're working like over 8 o'clock at night. You know, if you're home a little bit earlier, then it's good. But if you work like all day, it's a problem. Easy Money says, Matt MVP Corral. Dickerson is literally not moving. No one can move him off his spot. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. You're probably right. I don't think they can. John says JJ has not been placed in the frying pan. No telling if he's done yet. We're gonna find out. Dante says, just take a center next year. Googman says, Andre Dillard is the biggest disappointment for me. Imagine coming to the team with 3 Hall of Fame linemen and a great online coach and not living up to his, but you know what, dude? Like, I think the Eagles messed him up too. Just think about it. When they drafted him, Jason Peters was already here. They pretty much redshirted Dillard when he got here. Like, I think they ruined his confidence. I think somewhat the Eagles did ruin him. They started him 3 games when old man Peters couldn't hold up in games. He started right tackle for that one game, and he totally just flopped, like really bad. Dante says this year's Davis and Booth. Chris says slower wide receivers don't work in today's NFL. D-line is going to be a bust. We'll see. Dante says trade dealer Jalen. Anthony says Thibodeaux, Jordan Davis, soft top 3 players Eagles looking at. Think a runner-ups are Garrett Wilson, Kyle Hamilton, Stingley, Wyatt, Jameson, Williams. Geo Dude says Smith, Williams, Quez looks scary to me. Eagles, hopefully. I hope so, man. I hope they get Jameson Williams. If they move up for him, I'd be like, holy crap. I'd be so shocked. So Joe Orway, 18 Rager for 29.30. I like that too. Ed says, do you think the Eagles actually utilize Oregon alumni hurdler, or is that like a project signing? I don't know what they think about him. He hasn't played since 2000. Devin Allen hasn't played since 2016. And I understand, look, and they signed him like a 2-3 year deal. This is a guy who hasn't played an NFL snap yet. He runs a 4.3. He ran a 4.3 at the Oregon Pro Day a couple Fridays ago. And I think mostly he'll be a special teamer. If he can replace Jalen Reagor on special teams, I don't know if he's going to be a punt returner. I see Devin Allen being more of a kick returner for us. And I think that's what they should use him as. So we'll see. Jerry says going home to play some Ghostwire Tokyo. I don't know what that is, but I hope you enjoy your day. Adder says Matt Corral looks a little small. Like grandma might have more muscle. He plays really big though. He's 6 foot? Was he 6 feet? I'm scared of the Jets. Don't say that. These money said EAGLS Eagles. Let's go draft week. We're ready for it. I'm drafting Mulata Jr. in the 3rd or 4th. Tony says, Joey, how far away are you from Rochester? I think a couple 3 hours. I don't even know. Rochester probably 5-6 hours. I think I'm a while from there. There's 6 says, is there any value to them playing Rager out of position? No. I don't think he can play inside. It doesn't matter if he can't catch the ball, if he can't run routes, if he gets bullied by cornerbacks coming off the line, it's a problem. It's a huge problem right now. I said talking about trading 18 or second for 32 and 34. Ooh. Sorry about the chat. Torville says, so when all Howie tried to convert Rager to tight end the cornerback, Howie can't admit wide receiver draft bust. He wants to convert them, try to convert his mistake. Howie will try to convert him to punter in 2 years. Howie Roseman is just trying to justify this pick. And he's trying to say to himself that he didn't make a mistake. He doesn't want to admit to his mistakes. And that's the whole issue there. Jake says, Eagles legend Tim Tebow, a running blocking GOAT. J-Jaw is your number 1 tight end. Chris says every team wants wide receivers that have speed, quick twitch ability, and yards after catch production. If you want that, you'll get Jameson Williams. If you want that, you go get Garrett Wilson if that's what you want to do. Amoy says JJ is a pure slot. Derek says, is Zach Pascal any good? I think he's good. I think he's a good addition. As a number 3, number 4 wide receiver, he's a big body, can play inside, outside. He'll average you 600 to 700 yards. Under Nick Sirianni, he averaged 600 to 700 yards in 2 seasons under Nick Sirianni as the coordinator. So I think he'll do well. I think hopefully he'll do well. I don't mind him, but it's just not enough to say, oh yeah, we're ready to go with this offense. No, it's just not enough for me. Yang says, I don't think Honey Badger is the same player he used to be. He's a known quantity, but no longer a difference. I think he'll be a difference maker here. I think because he could play safety, he could play cornerback. You could move him all over the field. He's a small. He's a small safety, but he plays big. He can make the calls. Not only that, but he's got a voice. He's a leader on the field. He gets the team ready and prepared, especially the defense. So I'm all in for Honey Badger, 100%. How do you feel about Jalen Petre? I think Jalen Petre is very rangy. I really do like him. Like I said, having 51 pick in the second round is just not enough. I think all these guys like Brisker, Petre, Sign, I think all of them are going to be gone by 51. I don't think the Eagles have a chance on getting any of them, to be honest. So said, bring in Bryce Harvard to play safety. We need an attitude in our secondary. That's totally true. And let me tell you, Honey Badger will bring that attitude to your defense. He will. Adder says, J-Jaw sucks, but if there's one positive about him, he does try his best, unlike Rager. Jared says, yo, what's up? What's going on, Zach? What's going on, man? Jeff says Hank Basket would be our number wide receiver 2. That's their answer on how good Zach Pascal is. Tommy says Rager and JJ battling to not get cut. Yeah, pretty much. Shockpick says watch JJ ball out and make Pro Bowl as a tight end. Yeah, highly doubt it. Student said, what if we trade Samal in a third for a 6th overall pick? I think you need to trade more than that. I don't think it's going to be enough. John Demarch, what's going on, man? Says, thank you for the channel. I appreciate it so much, John. Definitely, 100%. I'm so behind on this right now. Zary says, Jameson Williams ain't anywhere near Chris Olave, and that was proved. Oh, 100%. Skill set-wise? No, definitely not. But Olave's still great. I think he's still going to be a great receiver in the NFL. Seriously said, I heard Alexander says, literally went to the pick right after Dillard. Howie is the worst GM after drafting. Just like Hassan Reddick went the pick right before Derek Barnett in 2017. So I feel your pain. Just like I said, the king of chat, Zach Clown emoji. Zary says, Devon Allen only playing return speed don't make a difference, but being an Olympic hurler might be able to. Yeah, I mean, and plus he gives effort. If you're from the Olympics and you played in the Olympics before, this guy must have a lot of work ethic. I mean, a lot. I mean, just to play in the Olympics, kind of crazy right now. So, Sloppy Show says, Khalil Shakir is a great wide receiver to get if he falls in the 3rd. Wiggar says, Zach's going to take Ward snaps, though. Corral 6'2". Okay, he is 6'2". I thought he was 6 foot. Tommy says, should use Devin Allen at both kick return and punt return because honestly, most kickoffs are touchbacks. Big D says 4 days till the draft. Can't wait to see how he does. I'm excited too, bro. I'm excited as well. Jared said, can we pin Easy Money's comments so after Corral's first year we can remind him what he said? Enough with the Corral spam. Jared says, bag dicks could replace Jalen Rager. Jalen Hurts says, we drafted J.J. to be contested catch receiver. Now they don't throw him the ball because he's never open. So why we draft him and why would we now draft any? I don't think they even, dude, not even just they don't throw to him, but I don't think he's even schemed in this offense last year. He wasn't schemed in this offense. He was more of a blocking wide receiver. Like he had a few receptions for the year. I mean, they passed him when he was wide open when they had no choice to, but he wasn't in the plans. I think that when they passed him those few times, like it was out of context that, it might surprise the defense that they actually give the ball to him because they know they don't give the ball to him at all. Pisses me off. Jones says Pickens looks NFL ready. He does too. I like him. You want to trade back in an extra second round pick, go get George Pickens. I'm totally fine with it. Gary said, Joey, do you know where Albany is? I live about an hour away from it. I don't know how long I am from Albany, to be honest. I don't even know. A few hours probably. But I said, Joey, I live around the same area as you. It's like 4 a.m., 4.5 hours at Rochester. Yeah. It's probably about 4 or 5 hours. Yeah. Wiggar says Khalil's nice, but I like Memphis guy more. He's ridiculous. Jerry says Ghost Bartolio is a game PS5. It's made by guys that made the evil with it. Oh, okay. But he says I'm open to trade both first round draft picks to get more picks. Yeah, I mean I'm not trading both picks back if that's what you're saying. I'm not doing that. You might say Corral is the trade seed in today's best NFL QBs. He will be good. I'll remember you in a few years. Reeves said George Pickens is a walking flag on sportsmanlike conduct. Dude, he's got fire in him, dude. I've seen some of his fights that he's had. Like he is crazy. He's punched some players. I mean, with the helmet on, obviously, but he's a dog. We need a dog. Like I don't care about him doing stuff like that. I mean, I love it. Sauce does that. Pickens. I mean. Oh, he's got a sales board guy said, I want Hamilton. Davis Hamilton is the best player in this draft. It's just weird how Hamilton's moving down the board right now. Hamilton's definitely moving down the board a lot right now. Darius says, JLB trade could be our Honey Badger. Dante says, Honey Badger play the Malcolm Jenkins role. Yeah, I definitely think he can, 100%. He definitely move around. Aaron said, there are a lot of big, fast receivers on day 2 and beyond. Pierce, Pickens, Watson, Ross, Thornton from Baylor. I'd be thrilled with any of those over Drake dragging the anchor slow London. Damn, that's a long name. Waker, you says, Calvin Austin, Tyreek Hill, the sequel. Oh, my goodness. Tony says, I think moving JJ to tight end is a good move for both sides. Easy Money says, Matt Corral has a rocket arm and is a dog. Alex King said, how do you feel about adding athletic pass catching tight end, considering how much we run the ball? I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but I just don't think they go early for a tight end. Like, if you want to go for like Dulcich, Jelani Woods, or Trey McBride are like my top 3 tight ends in this draft. I just don't know they go early for one. Because really, at the end of the day, they have J-Jaw at tight end now. Tyree Jackson's coming out. I hope Tyree Jackson beats or Jack Stahl beats the crap out of him in competition in this offseason. I really hope they do. Tyree Jackson, 6'7". I mean, 6'7", over 200 pounds. I mean, Tyree Jackson would, if he worked out as a tight end, man, would he be a beast. I like Tyree Jackson a lot. Derek says, I think Drake London and Jordan Davis are best bust waiting to happen. Movie says, I think Pascal will be a rotational second slot receiver along with Quez. If we don't get anyone else in the slot, that will be Ward, Rager. Definitely need to add someone out. Yeah, we need to add more. It's not enough for me. Torva said Rager is good at knocking passes to the ground, so maybe he could be at least cornerback, but he doesn't like contact. So I think that is an option. He runs backwards sidelines because he is scared. I don't know what it is, but it's all here. This crazy guy. It's all in his head. And I don't care how much talent you have in the NFL. If you're mentally just broken, you're not going to last long in the league. Torville says, I want to see Howie and Donahue in the war room. Could be drama. First bumps might turn to Buddy Ryan and Kilbride. Yo, Sixers dub. What's going on, man? Tech says, it's getting bad. I just had a dream of us drafting Sauce. It's getting bad. That's a good dream. What are you talking about? It's getting bad. John says, can you give a shout out to my friend Kieran? Kieran, what's going on? How you doing? There's things. What the timeline for the Birds being great? Depending if Hurts works out. If he doesn't work out, it could take probably another 2 to 3 years after this year. You draft a quarterback next year. You know, is he going to do good his rookie year? You're going to wait another year for progression, building the roster up a little bit more. You have some extra picks on top of it. So we'll see. Ben said, yo, Gary, where do you live? I'm from North Albany, Lake Georgia. I'm looking so 1 through 10, 10 through 18. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. John Demis says, Eagles need a cornerback wide receiver, but you can't pass up on Jordan Davis. I don't think you can either because he'll clog up the hole. And he will free up Javon Hargrave. I would put, if they draft Jordan Davis, I would put him next to Javon Hargrave and move Fletch next to Milton Williams. I think that's I think it evens it out nicely. A veteran on top of rookie and veteran on top of, second-year player with a veteran, with a rookie, and then you have, veteran with a rookie. So it'd be good. Darius says the Eagles can't draft many more bust receivers who name shorts with Josh Huff, Jalen, and Jameson. Karen says Brian Dawkins last season. Torvald says Jordan Davis probably faster than Drake London. Think about that for a minute. Yeah, it's probably true. Johnson, Eagles first round. Cornerback DT. That's what I want, dude. That's what I want badly right there. Perfectly. Cornerback defensive line. Splash says, did you see Jalen Hurts at AJ Brown's daughter birthday party? They also worked out together. I saw them working out together. I didn't hear about the birthday party. Man, can they get this guy here? Can this guy request a trade already? Like, adding AJ Brown to the mix of this would be great. The Giants take London and George K, please. Darius says, Eagles need to wait until the next year's draft for time so they take Cameron too. Sarah says, Joey, you hear about Cameron Malverick? Yeah, I heard about that like a couple days ago. Yeah. What was he, like a practice squad player? Because I've never heard of him before. So Darius says, this Matt Corral stuff is borderline stalking. Dante said, the trade up for Stingley. Karen Patel says, can you try to pronounce my name, Kieran? Kieran, if I'm saying it wrong. I'm trying to pronounce it the right way. I'm sorry if I can't. He says, I would love to get someone a certified number 2 receiver and have Quez primarily in the slot. I would love that too, because Quez, you have to keep playing Quez Watkins. You just have to. I see so much in Quez Watkins. I really do. Obviously, like a 5th, 6th round pick, but has gotten better every single year. And it would have been a 1,000-yard receiver this year. I totally believe it. I totally believe he would have been a 1,000-yard receiver this year. Let's see. Eagles fan says we're not getting Sauce. He'll be a Jet or a Giant. Torville says I think Easy Money has a Ray thingy type of shrine in his house for Corral. Candles are lit, and there's weird chance. Flash says, did you see Jalen Hurts, a.k.a. Brown's daughter's birthday party? He also working out with him today. It says the mental thing for Rager having to be hype that he could fix it, and we saw a position of need. Also, if mental is a problem, don't ever talk about Ridley. Yeah, I totally get it. And Matt and Philly 500 is texting me pictures of Matt Corral still on my phone. Still texting pictures. So he's still going. He's off today. I don't know if he's making content today, but he's still at it today. He's still at it. He's not leaving me alone. That's what's happening right now. So Sarah says, Joey, would you draft Ojabo in the second considering his injury? Yeah, I definitely would. Look, if they try to get another second round pick, I would do it. If it's the only second round pick they have, I don't know if I would do it, but Yang says would love AJ Brown. Andrew says if Ohio State, Wilson, Olave, J. Will are going by 18, I'd trade up and get extra picks. Trade out, get extra picks for Pickens in round 2. I just don't trust Burks, too raw in London. Andy Reid slow. So I would say if we miss out on Jordan Davis, don't fear Travis Jones in the second. If he falls to us, very close to Jordan Davis with better pass rush ability. Yeah, I've looked at some tape on Travis Jones. It looks really good and could have been a late first round pick. Depending on the competition that's in front of him right now. Joe Jones said, "Bro, if Matt Corral's there in the third, how he going to get him? And this is why Minshew and Dillard about to go get dealt with this perfect time to trade him." Euro says, "What up, guys?" And Joey, it appears the Jets are willing to trade the 10th pick for Debo. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they tried to trade it for DK Metcalf as well. They offered the 10th overall pick, and I think Seattle declined it. I think they totally declined it. Seriously says, I know Stingley and Jr. is going early, but what are thoughts on him and the odds of making a move to get him? What would it cost us? I don't know if he's going to go early, dude. Between the medical right now, his past medical, I don't know. I don't care what his pro day gave us. The pro day looked great, but is that telling him he's the same player? Pro days just he's athletically great, but can he still play this position at a high level? That's the question. So I don't know. Eagle says nobody's talking about Travis Jones. He's a sleeper. Tyler said Jameson is going to be a bust. Anyone who thinks he's a bust is delusional. He would have to be clear number 1 receiver if he never got hurt. This man is going to be a problem in the NFL. Adder says, Joey, who's going to be the worst team in the league this year? The worst team in the league? It could, the Lions could be bad again this year. The Lions could be horrible. The Texans could be bad this year. Falcons could be bad this year. There's a few teams that could be pretty bad. Chris says, Shakes, have you seen Dillard? He looks like a Hulk. Yeah, so 500 actually showed me. I didn't really see the picture. He showed me the picture finally. I was like, damn, he looks like he's ready for this year. Alex played a few games, including had a few snaps during playoffs in the playoff last season. I didn't even know that. At all. To be honest with you. Just being honest with you. Tova said, watch the Giants or Commanders draft Corral in round 2. Could be. Yang says, where's Philly 500? What a troll. He's home. He's home right now, chilling out. And we got Dayon Taylor's the reason we're not taking a linebacker in the first. You better break out the season. Coming off the injuries, dude, I don't know. He's coming off of 2 injuries last year. He can't even stay healthy. If he's healthy, I think he's a good player. I think it was definitely a 3rd round steal for us, but unfortunately, he had a knee injury at the bye week, and then he was hurt in preseason. So, John says, do the Eagles really need a new wide receiver, or do they need someone to step it up? I think both, but I think they still need to add more competition. Do not make anybody comfortable on this wide receiver core. You got to add more competition to this wide receiver core. So adding another receiver, that's what I was saying. Like, you don't have to reach for a first round receiver if you don't want to. Go in the second round. There's plenty of dudes that can start for you. They were out says, would you trade the 18 for Detroit 32 and 34? What other ideas would you trade 18 for Seahawks back-to-back picks in the second? You could totally do that. You could trade with KC if KC wants to move up for an extra. It depends. Like, I have to look at these second round picks for some of these teams if they have some that are early. So I don't know what they have, but we'll see. We'll see. I would have to look at every team specifically. It's John says, gotta go Shakes. Keep praying for the Eagles in the draft. Definitely do, John. Have a good day, man. Garrett Wilson or Olave or Jameson Williams there at 15. We will select one of them. 18th pick to get a trade back if Booth is gone. True that. Or they might get Kyer Alam. Maybe if they have interest in him. I don't know. Maybe Kyer Alam from Florida if that's the case. But we got a Soulsborne guy said, I really don't understand the logic behind devaluing safeties. Maybe because he hasn't been amazing safety since Dawkins, Reed, Palomalo. I think Hamilton has. I think he has a high ceiling. I definitely do. Do you want to get the guy that strictly just plays safety, or do you want to get that guy that moves around the field and that can play multiple positions? I rather value a guy a lot more like Daxton Hill or Jaquan Brisker that can move all over the field. I like those guys because just say you have injuries, you can always, depending on matchups, you can always move those safeties around. I think Daxton Hill and Jaquan Brisker could be your main guys for that reason. So. Tony Scarson says, before the combine, Notre Dame safety was easily top 10. Now for him to fall to us would be insane. Big D says, if Lloyd and Dean are there at 15, do you think he takes one of them? I don't think so. First round, probably not. Probably not. Joe Jones says, if Stingley going to be there at 18. Yeah, he might. I don't know if he's going to be a top 10 pick. I think teams are still are worried about his medical, and that's really it. Stu said, what if we get Williams, Davis, and Ojabo? I'd be great with it. I'd be fine with it, to be honest. Henry says, J. Joey Shakes, is you and Philly 500 doing the draft? Yes, me and Philly 500 will be drafting together on both channels. So definitely give both channels a lot of love on for all 3 days of the draft. We're going to be going crazy. So it's going to be nuts. I'm awake. Our use Hamilton is not getting past New York or Washington. Sarah says, 4 more days till the draft. Can't wait. Derek says, why have we not traded Minshew yet? I think it's going to be more of an after the draft type thing. Or, I mean, look, they could still trade him even if we don't get a quarterback in this draft. They could still trade him. If there's a team after the draft that's in real big need of a quarterback, but a more proven quarterback from what they have right now, you could trade Minshew for a second, third round pick. I mean, he's only $900,000 for the year, so he's relatively cheap. Okay, he's very cheap right now for 1 year. And you go into next year saying, you know what? You know, why not? You have 2 first-round picks. You pretty much give everything to Jalen Hurts to see what he could do, depending on what they do. So we'll find out. Who's that? Stingley's the best cornerback in this draft. I don't think he's the best. I think if you take the medical out of it, he probably is. But the medical's making me it makes me worried a little bit. There's like I said, the Jets. It's always the Jets. Coach says, yo, Joey, what do you think about Kadarius Toney? I really liked him out of the draft year. Small receiver, but could be a nice and green. He said, I wouldn't make a trade like this. What do they want for him? If they're trading if the Eagles try to make a trade with them, they're trying to fleece us for like a second round pick. I'm not giving anything high for Kadarius Toney. And why are the Giants giving up on him after 1 year? It just makes no sense to me. Tova says Travis Jones probably going early second. Eagles need to find a way to get him in the early second. There will be safeties there, linebackers, and Shanal Harris, defensive tackle. The second round, look, this is probably one of the most exciting second to third rounds probably in a while. I mean, I have to say it's probably one of the most exciting second to third rounds in a while. So we'll see. It should be interesting though. Joe Jones and Kyle Hamilton going to Commanders if Sean Taylor replacement, calling it now. They might go receiver or safety. I could see them going either or. Big D says, if Lloyd or Dean are there at 15, do you think the Eagles take one of them? I don't think so. With Kaiser White, I think they go after linebacker between second to third rounds. I don't think they go after linebacker in the first round right now. Soulsborne said, if Hamilton ends up Washington, I will literally cry. He might. I mean, it might happen. Oh, yeah, Tony's great. He's very, very shifty. Hill says, no way I want safety that big with knee history. Hamilton will be on IR champion. Derek says, do you think Dillard should move next to Lane on the line? On the right side? Hell, Dillard cannot play the right side. That's the only issue with him. He can't cross-train. He cannot play on the right side. You saw him at right tackle, what he could do. What he can't do, I should say. He can't play that position. He can only play left tackle. He's got some value, but it's not much, Very out says Seahawks are 40 and 41 in the second. Those are good picks. I like those picks. Seahawks are 40 and 41. They got 2 second rounders this year. I'd move up to 40 at 41. I mean, that's 10, 11 picks higher. Jerry says Philly should just sit in the draft out the way and can't screw it up. Who that dude says Hamilton is going to Washington. Waker you says, I feel bad for the top 5. They're sweating bullets, not wanting to play for Detroit. Todd says, can you see any of the quarterbacks like Booth, Alon, McDuffie available in the second round? I don't know. I could see maybe they might all go first. I mean, McDuffie, I think, is going to go first. Probably late first. Alon might go late first. Booth will be taken mid first, most likely. So I think they'll all be taken. I don't think any of them move to the second round. Jared said, watch us end up with London and McDuffie. That'd be the worst first round ever. That'd be the worst first round. I am not excited for that. I would not like that at all. I would totally be dreading that. Like, no joke, would totally be dreading it. Torval says, I would trust the circus money to the draft wide receivers, having Howie draft one. Even Howie could screw up the Devontae pick. Howie is great at making trades, but executing the wide receiver pick is the problem. Slavic Joe says, have both channels up in separate tabs and just mute one. Spread the love. Yeah, definitely, dude. Like, we're going to be streaming from both channels. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to have to mute one anyway because it's going to be the same thing on both channels. So, but definitely give both channels a lot of love. A lot of love. I much appreciate it. We're going to be we've been working really hard this off season to bring out to you, the most consistent content you guys can get, especially with so we're going to have the draft Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then Sunday. Sunday, we're going to have the Philly Shakedown podcast to go over the whole entire draft. So it's going to get crazy. Dar says, Travis Jones out of UConn is underrated. Wouldn't complain if we got him. Diet analysis, if the Eagles all in on Hurts, they may trade 15 for A.J. Brown. I don't know if they trade that for A.J. Brown, but we'll see. I don't know. We got to take this with a grain of salt, though. Him and, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown are good friends, but we'll see. Because Minshew is better than Hurts. Chris Scott said by Wednesday we'll hear. Gravy said my buddy went to Psychic yesterday and had fun and asked who the Eagles would draft, and the lady said sees the state of Alabama. No way. That's awesome. That's so cool, dude. Dude, that is so awesome. I would love that's what I should have did. I should have went to his sidekick and just totally, I might do that next year. Like, actually go to his sidekick, pay to go to his sidekick and literally like sit and like just be like, what are they going to do in this draft? That's awesome, dude. That's a good sign, though. That could be Christian Harris. That could be Jameson Williams. That's some good signs right there. It could be Mechie. I mean, who knows? It could be anybody. Second through fifth. Yeah, interesting. Says Joey, hypothetically speaking, of course, how would you think Jalen Hurts would react, or how would you affect him if we draft Corral in the second round? I don't think it affects him, dude, because he's not that type of player. Carson Wentz, it definitely affected him. But Hurts doesn't, dude. Hurts, that's why I love Hurts. The number one thing about Hurts is his mentality is off the charts. I love Jalen Hurts for that reason. I really do. Soon says, if Eagles don't get defensive end round 1, they're going after Ojabo in round 2. Chris Scott says, by Wednesday, we'll hear what players will drop and what players are rising. There will be a couple of trades just before the draft. Cohen says, the answer to why the Giants are giving up on Tony so soon is simply because they are the Giants. Would rather hold Galladay and Slayton. Jerry says, Washington's going to win the NFC East. I don't think so. The only way they're going to win the NFC East is if the Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants play horrible. I mean, that's really the only time I think they'll win some games, but I don't think Carson Wentz gets them over the hump. He will play good with them. He's got a good offense around him. So, AK Eagles podcast, what's going on, man? He said, "What up, Joey? What's going on, bro? If you haven't subscribed to Eagles podcast, it's great. Subscribe to AK Eagles podcast. You guys have it either. Covers the Eagles." Tony says, "Joey, would you trade 1851 and pay $25 million a year for Debo?" No. For one, missing out on 2 defensive players. No, I'm not into it. I'm not into it. We got boys for life. What's going on, man? He says Dak and 56 for Minshew, pick 15-18 New Orleans, first 2023. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's definitely not going to happen. But hey, you know what? You guys haven't subscribed to Boys for Life's YouTube channel. We actually did it. I was on his channel last night. We were on for like an hour and a half. It was a really, really good stream. Really cool. If you guys haven't, he is a Cowboys fan, but he's very true to his team and very straight up with his team. And he's waiting for the Eagles to screw up in this draft come this year. He's just waiting for that moment. So shout out to Boys for Life. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Much love, man. Eagles Land says KT is an a-hole. Imagine being number 1 draft pick in the team that drafts you has already given up on you. His production and mindset aren't worth keeping him around. Dylan says, I heard rumors that Tony didn't take his position on the team serious with the new OC, hasn't received a copy of the new playback to learn, and also didn't show up non-mandatory practice. Yeah, he even last year during the season, he didn't show up to a few practices. So I don't know what happened. Yank says, I want more second rounders with no stud available. 18, I'm all in for moving down. Brian says, well, what's with the idea of having Christian Harris at the NovaCare complex the other day? Are planning to use first-round pick on him. 18, they will use 51 or trade up in the second to get him. I think they'll trade up. I think they'll either trade back to try to go get him in the second round if that's what they want to do, because he will be a second-round pick. I don't know if Christian Harris will go late first. Probably not. But it could be a possibility. Slavic Joe said Chiefs are 29-30, Lions are 32-34, Jets are 35-38, Seahawks are 40-41. Trade one of our picks of these sets. I mean, those are good. I mean, those are really, really good. Lions have 32-34, Jets 35-30. Those are good. If they can at least get one of those, if they can get one of those in the second round, it'd be fantastic. Benjamin says Eagles should trade back, acquire another second round pick, get Williams and Wyatt first round, Pickens and Brisker with the second round, Kobe Bryant or Tariq Woolen, and Lindstrom in the third round. Interesting. Williams and Wyatt first round, Pickens and Brisker with the second round. Yeah, they can make some moves. That's a lot of moves they have to do, though. I mean, they have to trade back at another second round pick, an early one. They could draft two really good guys in that second round, especially for this defense. Build it really well. Who that dude says a lot of rumbling around Detroit after drafting Corral at the end of the first round, moving back in the first, I guess. Donar says the OC head coach want to change the culture of the Giants. Players like him not help make a positive change, so they'd rather just move on, or at least that's what I've read and heard. But after 1 year, dude, that's way too early. Philly say, wait, are you and Philly not joining together? No, we are. We're streaming on both channels at the same time. We're going to be streaming together, but both channels, the chat is going to be in one chat, and both channels will be streamed at the same time. So Moose says, I'm not sure if the Giants even had enough money to sign 2 top 10 rookie contracts as of now. They only have $1.89 million cap space, so a trade may be imminent. Tex says how he has to make the obvious pick. He has to stop trying to be so smartest guy and just listen to scouts and make obvious picks, win the draft. 100%. Don't make it so complicated, man. Move up. You got your guy. You got your players of need. You got your best player available. Just make the right pick. Trent says, yo, Joey, after the draft, will you be posting any more content until preseason? Oh, I'll be doing stuff every day, dude. I'll be doing stuff every day. Once we get into like June and July, that's where it's going to be really dead around YouTube. And like, you know, I'll probably be on vacation that month for a week. I'll probably be off a week, but no, I'm still going to be doing a lot of content after the draft. Even after the draft's over, there's going to be a lot of content coming out. So, and highlight videos too. I like doing those every year too. So they're fun. Jordan said, this is going to be Howie best drafting. I'm calling it. Titan says maybe 18. I'm awake. Are you says AJ Brown is coming to Philly? I can feel it. We'll see, man. Take it with a grain of salt, but we'll see. So I don't think Howie and Lurie want to pay big money for wide receiver because they don't believe in Hurts right now, and they're also resisting the wide receiver market money change that Jack's caused when they signed Kirk. 100%. You know, we want to pay him 13. He got paid 17. He kind of stinted the market. Because at the end of the day, they would have had Calvin Ridley on this roster unless, you know, they would have already had Calvin Ridley on the roster, but it didn't happen. Chris Scott said, if we draft London and McDuffie in the first round, it would throw up for a week straight. It might jump off a bridge. The Ben Franklin Bridge. Oh, that's not good. Serious does we're trading Hurts. What team you think trade him and what compensation you think we could get? This depends. If Seattle ends up not getting a quarterback, could be Seattle. The Falcons could be Carolina. I mean, there's plenty of teams that could come out of this without a quarterback, or at least one that's going to be promising this year. George said Hurts will definitely feel some type of way if we draft a quarterback in the first round. I don't think so. I think it's going to push. I think it's going to make him work harder. I think it's going to make him work harder at the end of the day. I'm going to say Hurts got that Mambo mentality. 100%. Agreed. Seattle or Panthers. Joe Joint says, just wanted to tell you, bro, thanks for doing this coverage, bro. Many blessings for you from the DMV, living in Seattle, Eagles diehard fan. Let's nail this draft. Yeah, dude, I'm pumped. I appreciate you watching. Appreciate the support, man. Much love, dude, Dro. Thank you so much, man. And yeah, we are getting ready. We are a few days away. It's 4 more days, and we are there. We are here. I am ready for it. I am ready to go, and let's get this done. Cameron Holmes says, Joey Shakes, do you take a job on the second, even if the Eagles draft Devontae Wyatt in the first? I would do it. I mean, look, I would try to get, if they end up getting another second-round pick, I would draft Ojabo and another guy, if that's the case. I wouldn't make Ojabo just their only pick in the second, because I think Ojabo will be out for the whole year, but would be a very good high-ceiling signing for this defensive line for the future. So, Series Up says, do you think we trade Hurts before or during the draft? Should we go that route? For this year, I don't think they trade him. That's definitely not going to happen. So, Terry said, "Well, I would give up both picks for Deebo Samuel right now. You go for sure thing at any time you can." Yeah, me, I wouldn't do that because they need to build this defense more. They need corner safety. They need to add a lot more pieces to this defensive line as well. I'm like, you says Hurts can have a bad game, then win it for you in the fourth. George says Adrian Peterson used to show up late, skip practice his rookie season. Torvis, I like Chenal a little more than Harris. Chenal looks like a tone setter. He could set the edge rush from the edge in situations. NRG says, do you think we are going to get Deebo Samuel? No, probably not. Eagles fans said Washington is going to take Olave or Wilson with their first round. They're either taking safety or wide receiver. That's why I haven't taken. Shiro says someone hire this guy Castro. I'm like, you says we're getting AJ. He's cheaper. I don't know how much cheaper you're thinking he's going to be. He might not be. Well, at this point, if he's forcing the Titans to trade him, I mean, we'll see. We'll find out. But Good Man says, if Matt Corral's available at 51, do you draft him? If he's available at 51, I don't want to draft a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. I like Matt Corral. I just don't want to draft him. Like I just don't want him here. Garrett, I wouldn't mind taking Linderbaum in the first. This way we won't have to draft the next year if we have to take a QB next year. Yeah, I get it. If Kelsey definitely is gone. Hill says, would you trade Miles straight up for Fournette? I mean, Fournette just signed back with Tampa Bay, so that's definitely not going to happen. So it says Leo Chanel's Brian Cushing minus the steroids, but plus a lot more talent. Philly Sports says, do you give a shot at A.J. Brown? He probably won't be as much as Deebo. I don't know how much it cost. It might not cost as much. Who knows? But he's looking for a big contract on this wide receiver market. He could make 24 plus. Ryan says, have you guys done Philly Shakedown? We did one last night. We just did this Shakedown last night. The next time we're going to see each other is the draft on draft night. That's the next time me and Philly are going to see each other. So Philly Sport Deebo is underrated. I feel like Tech says half of the third rounders could be second rounders in any other draft in this draft is stacked. Joe Mag says, I've been hearing Detroit at 32 wants our 15th pick. Have you heard anything about this? Yeah, there was some news today. So I don't know. Could be a good trade back depending what they're giving us extra pick wise. I don't know what it's going to do, but Sue said, Joey, would you laugh the Giants want to give us their 5th pick? Yeah, probably. Depends what we give up though. Time to check out Kyer Alam target if we trade back. Yeah, I could see that. If it's a late first, I could see Kyer Alam from Florida being taken. You might say, that crowd's the next star QB. Corral can do it all. Philly Sports says Ryan Maynard it was last night. George Joint says Landon McDuffie sounds like something on McDonald's menu. You says my boy Alam is way too grabby. Yeah, he's probably one of the most underrated, most physical corners in this draft, but he grabs a lot of jersey, man. I mean, he grabs a lot of jersey, so it's going to be interesting. The same people that want to get rid of Hurts is the ones that want A.J. Brown, not getting one without the other. Tyler Goodwin says the A.J. Brown has to do say I want out, and Eagles can give up number 18 for him. Benjamin says, would the Seahawks take 51 in the 4th round this year and Andre Dillard for DK Metcalf? Probably not. If they're not taking the 10th overall pick in general for him from the Jets, they're not taking a trade like that. Paul said, Jets and Panthers room to be all in for Deebo. Jets offering number 10 and the other second rounders. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Jared says, I'll have a large Lyndon McDuffie with cheese and bacon. A Lyndon McDuffie with cheese and bacon. There's like said, purely betting. Do you think Hurts is our guy? I want him to be our guy. It'd be so much easier if he becomes our guy because he's been in the system for a few years already, a couple years already. So, yeah, there's nothing more I want than Jalen Hurts to work out. Will he? I don't know. He has to make a big stride this year. I'll be rooting for him, but I'll be very critical too. So, Joshua says the Jets and Eagles are in talks regarding 10th overall pick. Probably a fake report, though. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Jets are trying to trade that pick. They have the 4th overall, so I think the Jets are really trying to trade that 10th overall to try to get one of these receivers. Forty says Eagles will always be better than conventional wisdom. Josh Roman says Jalen Hurts is working out with A.J. Brown. Let's make it happen. Howie. Torville says, I think people are complaining McDuffie and Sidney Jones too much because of Washington. McDuffie is pretty good. Not my favorite cornerback in the draft, but far more physical than Jones. Jones had toothpick legs. Philly Strong says, "Hey Joey, have you seen the article? The Eagles and Jets are in talks, or Eagles receive 10th overall pick? I just don't know if it's going to happen, man, because it looks like they're trying to trade that pick. I think that was just an article from a beat writer. I don't know if it's true." Darius says, "Joey Shakes, I went all the way in, out, and late 4x4 and easy money. We're still talking about Corral." Paul says, "Panthers talking a big deal, but it's contingent with Panthers trading down from 6th in the middle of the first, so the Panthers can get a draft capital first." Yeah, they need draft capital. They need draft capital for next year. That's what they really need. Mon says, "Corral for president." Yeah, he says, "Why would Tennessee trade A.J. Brown?" I mean, look, if a player doesn't want to be there, the Titans might want to keep him, but if you have a player that their mindset is not being with their team, then you kind of have no choice. Joe Joint says, "To be honest, we could have had an 11-win team last year if we ran the ball early. The KC Giants Chargers game would have been 100%, dude." And our defense was horrible too, man. Our defense was so bad. The defense had no I mean, we were bad. Must Corral is going first round. Please don't say that. Please don't say that, please. Josh says the Jets and Eagles are in talks regarding 10th overall. Yeah, we'll see. I gotta check Twitter. I haven't really checked Twitter too much. We'll see. I'm looking right now, see if there's anything going on. I'm not seeing much of anything. I don't know. I do not know. So I hope we stay put and build through the draft. I'm not interested in anyone from the outside looking for a contract. Darius says Corral's best season is 20 touchdown season. Eagle says because Tennessee got a cheaper Robert Woods and Brown is due for an extension. Paul said Panthers send package of CMC, Robert Anderson, Sam Darnold, San Francisco for Devo. DMG teams are still working out the draft picks. Is that like legit? Is that like totally legit right now? Earl Thomas. Oh, yeah, I heard Earl Thomas wants to return to the NFL. That I wouldn't even touch him, bro. That guy hasn't played since 2019, and like that guy's an injury waiting to happen. It's an injury. Breaking up, the Jets and Eagles are in trade talks for the number 10 overall pick. Yo, bro. Dude, if they make that, and I mean, how much is that going to cost? How much is that going to cost? That's the question. That's interesting. Jets, Eagles are in talks for 10th overall. And we'll see. We'll see. That's an interesting one. So I really hope we take a receiver in the second round. Our defense, where we need serious help. Yeah, we need serious help. That's why I don't want to give up two picks, a first and a second for Debo, and just I don't want to waste any picks. Trent says, so if we're at a trade 15 pick, do you think we can get Wyatt or Davis? Oh, I think Davis or Wyatt will be available at 18, 100%. Paul said all college cornerbacks are grabby as they're allowed college ball is nothing new. Joshua says Eagles and Jets are in talks regarding 10th overall pick. I've seen that. Just seen it just now. Moss said for DK Mega, this terrible trade. Amik RU says we're all going to be shocked once again. Everybody mock will be wrong. Towards the AJ Debo or DK will cost at least $25 million a year, not including a high draft comp for the services. George said this is Hurts' first year since high school under one system. He could legit this year's needs weapons. Eagles fans, I don't want anything to do with DK. Seattle can keep him. Chris says there's no reason to draft a center in the first 3 rounds. We have Stout will make a fourth center all pro. Either way, Corral led the entire nation total yards game 2020 with nearly 400 yards per game. Corral can do it all. Next star QB. Drew Joints. I live in Seattle. McDuffie is not better than Booth and a second round talent. Uriel says Jalen Hurts means business this year. Training with studs like A.J. Brown, but also he trained with GOAT Brady. He wants this. Dude, I don't question Jalen Hurts' mentality and working his tail off this offseason. I know he's definitely working his tail off this offseason. So, Sirius says, I don't think Howie has any confidence in Hurts. It's purely a smokescreen when he says Hurts is the guy moving forward. I hate to say it, but I can see Matt Corral being taken in the second round. So it says Joey thinks one of the Giants' picks is O-lineman. Oh no, I think definitely. I think he is. I think Neal is the best guy. Neal and Equinanu. I forgot the other guy's name, but the right tackle. And I forgot what the other guy is. Brian said, I believe Dominic Nab had the same negative report at him same time. Jalen Hurts at the same time, and he turned out around. I have faith in Jalen. He could do the same thing. Well, I'm hoping so, man. Jay said, what do you think of the Eagles sign Julio or Landry? I don't see it happening. Landry is visiting. I think he already visited the Saints. He wants a lot of money, which he's not going to get. Julio at 32 years old, hurt last year. I'm just not interested in it. Eagles fan, why would the 49ers take Darnold? Joe said Earl Thomas got off the field issues. Oh, yeah, he's got a lot of off the field issues. So why would San Francisco want Darnold? Robbie Anderson and injury prone CMC for Debo as part of the deal. Just get the draft picks. Alexander Ford says, throwing my Eagles jersey to the cleaners for the draft Thursday night. Get it nice and ready for the draft. Billy said Lam and Barnett would be Legion of Flags. Tanner the Great says, bring O.T.O. back. I saw he scored a touchdown last night with Manziel throwing him in some league. I think it's arena football, I think. Hill said pick 10 means Stingley has to be. I don't know, dude. It could be Stingley or Jameson Williams. I don't know. Jameson Williams could go earlier than 10. It could be Garrett Wilson. Jadov said we trading up for a wide receiver. It's not going to be for Sauce. If they trade to 10, it's not going to be Sauce. It's going to be Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams. That's what I feel like it's going to be. Franz says Howie can't wants control, man. Paul says it's my prediction, Joey. CMC wants a West Coast. Robbie Anderson wants out. Debo from so about 40 miles from Charlotte, misses his life south as many players do around the NFL. I'm hearing Detroit Lions. I really want Matt Corral. Oh no. Philly 500 still text me pictures. He's got Matt Corral and a Kelly Green. He's got Matt Corral and a Kelly Green jersey. This guy is not giving up. He's not giving up. Wick RU says it's going to be second rounders picks and gets drafted in the first round. Shockers awaits us. Seriously says, who'd you want to take at 10 and what's the ransom? If I'm at 10, I'm looking for Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams. I mean, that's what I'm looking at. Or Kayvon Thibodeaux. It's either Kayvon, Jameson Williams, or Garrett Wilson. What it's going to take for 15 to 10? Probably not much. What's it going to take? Like you're switching first round picks. We're going to give them maybe one of our thirds, maybe a fourth. I mean, it's not going to take much from 5 spots. It's not going to be much. Gosh, is the report real or fake? I don't know. This guy covers a lot of news, so I mean, this guy only has like almost 4,000 followers, so it's not entirely crazy right now. I don't know where they're hearing this. I haven't seen anybody else talk about it, so I don't know where it's coming from. But it would be interesting, though. It'd be interesting. But I feel like it won't happen just because I feel like they're trying to trade that 10th overall pick. So I don't get it. I don't really get that at all. I mean, it would be great if they could trade 10th overall. It'd be nice. So if we trade up to 10, it would probably be for Jermaine Johnson. Garner will probably not be there at 10. Yeah, Jermaine Johnson could be another trade-up candidate too. Brian says Howie and Doug Joe Doe's post-history working together might help that trade. Yeah, I totally agree. With that. Eagles fan says, they're going to get cornerback if they're moving up. Well, to 10, I mean, if they're moving 10, if you're moving up for a cornerback, if it's to 10, is it really Stingley? Or are they really, you're not getting Sauce at 10. Kyle Del Cid says, go Birds. What's going on, man? So Paul said, Eagles will only trade up to 10. Garner, Hamilton, or Thibodeaux drop. Outside of these plays, why move up? Most of the next tier of players all grade relatively the same. Monster, that Twitter page reporting Eagles and Jets trade is fake. Why we all want to draft cool when we could trade up for G.J. Stroud, Bryce Young next year if Hurts fails. I'm awake. RU says Howie going after a wide receiver, cornerback, or defensive end. Could happen. So I said the defense is no different than Dallas. We could score 30, but can't stop opponents from scoring more. Paul said 3 quarterbacks go in the first round. Pickett round, mid-round, and both Willis and Corral go from 20 to 32. Eagles fans said, man, wants Corral so bad. They're not happening. But Jay says, I want a corner first round. Anybody but McDuffie. His stats in film just don't show he's worth more. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Sauce is definitely worth more. But don't get McDuffie that early. This says, did you hear Seth Joyner say Debo would be a bad move for the Eagles? Because you have to give up a lot of capital, man. It's going to ruin this draft. Joey, who's 4 players who I would draft right now? Oh man, 4 players. It would be, if you want to talk, let's just talk different positions. I would go at corner Sauce. I'd go for Jameson Williams at wide receiver. I would go Jermaine Johnson at defensive end. And I would go like Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd linebacker if that's what you want to do. But I'd probably go Jordan Davis at defensive tackle. Mott said that Twitter page is making up rumors. Check out the rest of his page. Brad says, let me buy me a Devontae jersey for the draft. Wash my lucky Eagles socks and hat. Joe Joint says, Joey, who's for, yeah. Chris said, just talked to a friend of mine who just told, yes, the Eagles will get the 10th pick. He believes the Jets want a third, our 18th, and one of our seconds in 24. Rager might be in the deal as well. The Eagles will get the 10th. Jets want third. They want 2 firsts. They want our 18th as well. No, that's definitely not happening. No. They want to take our 18th. So we're going to have what? We're going to have 10 and what, our 2 third rounders. That's not a good trade. That's not, they want our 18th. God, screw that, dude. I ain't giving away our 18th pick for 5 spots. You're giving them you're giving them 15. You're already giving them 15 and a second rounder for next year, and you're going to give them another first round pick this year for 5 spots? No. That's the only way we trade up Sauce or Stingley. Student says, or it could be Jermaine Johnson. Could be. Paul says Stingley won't last past number 12 when the Vikings select. Yeah, Vikings need a cornerback because they are Gladney's gone, and they signed Patrick Peterson. They have an empty spot at cornerback. I've been saying this for the past few weeks. I think you have to trade up past 12. 10 is a good that could be Stingley. It could be. I think 10 would be a pass rusher. Always have that. I can't even talk right now. Pass rusher. Howie always values pass rusher ends after Jermaine Johnson. There is much in round 1 at defensive end unless you like Karlaftis. Paul said easy money is Matt Corral's cousin. Ty said, why not trade pick 18, get pick number 10, and keep pick 15? So I wonder if it's possible to trade up in the draft, then trade back for even more picks. Screw the system. Be great, Howie. Yeah, I'd be totally fine with trading back. Bangberg Gang says, I've seen the Jets are willing to trade 10th pick for Debo. Yeah, that's what I've seen so far. Food Swags and Matt Corral is not getting past the Seahawks at 9. Pete Carroll loves them. I thought they liked Rattler a lot more. So, Joe Jones said a third moved 5 spots. We got a good relationship with Joe, so we should be good. Yeah, I mean, but to move up 5 spots to give him another 18, and no, that's definitely not happening. Philly wants Corral. Alexander said, please give the Falcons a 5th and Rager for really next year. Paul says, Easy Money says, Matt Corral is the next star QB. Chris says, when we get the 10th, it's for Sauce or stealing 100%. Sarah says, funny thing is 500 won't let up on those Matt Corral texts, but I'm willing to bet that he really feels confident we won't be getting a QB Matt Corral in the draft. I don't know. There could be it could happen. I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen. It could happen. Easy Money said, Matt Corral is a stronger arm than number 1 pick Trevor Lawrence. Now you long toss to have something quickest release in the NFL. Tony says 2 spots forward takes the third, so spots 5 isn't. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's still not. It shouldn't be that expensive. For 5 spots from 15 to 10, it can't be that much. It really can't be that much more. There was a report that came out a while ago that 4 positions the Eagles are targeting first round: wide receiver, defensive tackle, linebacker, defensive end. Yeah, I can agree with that. Who says Corral is RG3 with a gland deficiency? Nah, fam. Cameron says NFL comparison for Roger McCreary. NFL comparison? Oh, man. I don't know, actually. I mean, because McCreary is more of like a nickel guy. He's played outside too. He's been nickel. He's played nickel and he's played outside. And a lot of analysts think he's more of a nickel guy going into the NFL. But I don't know. To relate him, I'm not really sure. Justin Washington, no Corral, no McDuffie. Paul says, Matt Corral, master of the RPO and one read offense that Lane McKiffin's runs. He can operate out of the traditional NFL pro style offense remains to be seen. Yeah. If he could become more of a one read out of the one read QB, I'd be fine with it, but I don't know. Alexander says we shouldn't draft nothing from USC or Washington. How we should know that. Eastside Monster said better deal to sign Matthew after the draft. First pick, wide receiver, second pick. Judd says, Wyatt, give me Hargrave vibes. Well, Hargrave's good, though. Like, Hargrave's good. There's nothing wrong with Hargrave. So I wish the Giants still had a Gelman for this draft. Nugs said, Joey, you like my Matt Corral jersey swap? Judge Bill said, not two first. Zach says, bro, this dude really just said Corral is Herbert and Wilson combined. Joe Joint says, no, Chris, this is a lie. Howie fleeces people for a living number. Mon says, if Howie drafts either of the Georgia tackles, I'm going to flip out. Paul says, how most overrated picks in the first round, Jordan Davis, Malik Willis, and N'Kobe Dean, and Wyatt. I'm awake. We should have kept Harris and McLeod together, just saying. Yeah, I mean, they weren't. McLeod is just so injury prone right now. Like, to bring him back with how many safeties, like depth wise, in this draft between the first and second rounds, it's, and especially going to the third, too, there's safeties. So, Muncie, your friend gave you a bad info on that Jets trade. Who? Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's even going to happen. Taylor says it doesn't say 15 anywhere in there. You said we have 10, 15 pick. Oh, I thought he said 15. I thought if you're trading with the Jets, you're switching first rounders. Is that what I'm trying to? Is that what you're saying, though? I mean, if you trade 18, then good. I mean, if you still have 15 and you trade 18, I'm fine with it. But if you don't have 15 and 18, I'm not in for it. So I said we keep. All right. So then that's fine then. I want Garrett Wilson at 10. Brad says Sauce and Stanley are gone. Sluggish Nate says 10 and 15 would be great. Chris says we're not giving up them 15. All right. Yeah, no, I doubt it. I doubt it. Chris says you're giving our 18th, 83rd pick for Rager and one of our seconds in 24, so we'll still have 15. So we'll have 10 and 15. So we have 10 and 15. All right, so that's not bad. Kikoy says report Joel Embiid needs survey on the stump. Say we'll wait until after the season, but that's yeah, dude, it sucks. That game was horrible. Embiid had to wait, he didn't let the play develop. Embiid was sitting there, really wasn't taking those double teams. As soon as he got the ball, he was either passing it, he just wasn't doing enough, man. He looked really bad. With that thumb, he was really bad. That game was ugly to watch. Really ugly. So hopefully they can get this done. They really need. I wanted them to win the other night or yesterday, whatever. They really had to. I wanted them to have that week off. They really needed that week off. But Mod says 2022 QB draft class will be frauds. Charlie says hi Joey. I hope I have Minshew and Corral competition trade bridge QB Hurts. Then that's out west. What's going on, man? Joey, what's up, brother? You are one of the most consistently content creators. Any up and coming out there should be taking notes here. I appreciate it, man, so much, dude. If you guys haven't subscribed to the Nest Out West, he's another Philadelphia Eagles content creator. Definitely check out the Nest Out West. An Eagles fan out of California. You'll enjoy his content. Definitely check him out. So, Nest, I appreciate you coming in, man. It's been a while. Alexander Frost said we need cornerback better than anything. Bang Bang Burger Gang says the move, there will be a trade up to 15, trade back with 18, get some picks back from the trade up. Jay said McCreary if he's available at 51. Judd said, I know, that's why I want him Joey over Davis. Oh, you want Wyatt over Davis? Yeah, I mean, look, there's always a good thing. I think he could be a better pass rusher as well. So we'll see. Alexander Ford says, we all go defense in the first. I like Pickens from Georgia wide receiver. The Nest says, make sure to hit the like. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, dude. Brian said the Eagles get the 10th pick of their 15th and give up their 18th pick round pick, a third pick. 24 pick is what I heard. So the Eagles will get 10 and 15. Yeah, we'll see, bro. I don't know where they're hearing this news from, but until I see it, the way I see it, maybe it'll happen. Do not know. But I'm looking out for a trade up, either draft night or before the draft. Just a wide over Davis, more mature, hungrier. Josh said, "Did they ever say the pick we got for Ronnie? We got for Ronnie McLeod? We did trade him, right? No, he was a free agent. He was a free agent. I think Howie picks either cornerback, defensive line at 15, then Eagles go receiver at 18. Yeah, they could. They could. I'm fine with getting cornerback or defensive line. I'm looking for a trade up right now, so we'll see. 76ers are cooked. It says, do you believe the Eagles or Jets are in talks for number 10? If they do number 10, they should get Stingley and let's see how it takes him. But then Jameson or Wilson should be there. If they get number 10, I'm looking for Jermaine Johnson. I'm looking at Stingley. I'm looking at Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams. That's what I'm looking at 10. That could be for Stingley. Stingley could be their pick at 10 to jump in front of the Vikings at 12. The Joel has been ligament in the stump. Yeah, it sucks. Everyone got Maxey didn't really get hurt. He got bumped up a little bit. Tobias Harris got bumped up a little bit. So Joe says, Joey, I think Robert McCreary from Auburn shut down corner. Watch him against John Mechie. It was very impressive. Yeah, he's one of the most underrated corners in this draft. Blue City says, yo, Joey, I just hooked up the Eagles and New York Jets draft trade pick is a mock draft. We'll see. Mod said Bryce legit 5'10 Stroud plays OSU. Their QBs never make it in the NFL. Alexander says, let's link up Washington Eagles home game. Why not? 188 is better than 99. Let's get it, everyone. Bang says, I guarantee Howie will make a trade if he will not stay at 15, 18. Joe Jordan says, Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams or Olave, only wide receivers I want in the first. I totally agree. Also, that's a terrible trade for the Jets. Oh, yeah, it's a steal. That's a steal for us. I mean, that's definitely a steal for us at the end of the day. So, 100%. Definitely steal for us. We are hitting the 2-hour mark right now. We're going to go for a couple more minutes. I want to do like a 2-hour stream today. We're going to be streaming tomorrow, the next day. We're going to be streaming the next 2 days. Wednesday, we might take the whole day off because we're going to be streaming Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Me and Philly 500 streaming the whole draft. We're going to be streaming from both channels. So if you guys haven't, there's 179 here. Guys haven't hit the subscribe button. Please subscribe if you're new. We cover the Eagles every single day. Guys haven't liked the stream. Please like the stream. It does help the channel a lot. You guys haven't checked out the thank you for all the members. The 2 members that already became members today. We have more memberships and the pinned comment and the description as well. So definitely check those out for draft highlight reactions, miscellaneous videos, and all other stuff I can't put on YouTube, and some setup behind the scene type videos as well. So definitely check some of those out if you guys haven't either. Yeah, we're gonna go for like maybe a minute or two, a few more, and then we'll be out of here. And we'll keep you guys more hungry for more streams the next few days. Should be a lot of fun and interesting. So I'll be keeping on the news about this 10th overall pick, see what happens with it. If the Eagles actually have a lot of interest, we will see. We will see when the time comes. Seriously, look up the Eagles trading for 10th pick, and the only article I was found back in February. Yeah, maybe that was what it's from then. Okay, that at 10, that is interesting. Chris Scott says Shakes and Philly Farmer are the top 2 content creators for the Eagles. Share their content with everyone you know. They both deserve the recognition. I appreciate it so much, man. Philly Farmer is one of my favorite dudes I've been working with. And me and him are not just talking about football, but we're friends off the field too, off the camera, and we talk about a lot of other stuff. So me and Philly are very close. One of the most humble Eagles content creators I've ever met. Humble guys in general. It's one of the best. Georgia said, we are for sure jumping somebody at 10. The Seahawks could trade the 9th pick and screw us. Here's the Sixers versus refs. Uriel says, if the 10th pick trade is accepted, I think we should wait until draft night to process the trade and not let other teams prepare up ahead of us just in case. Well, yeah, I think they should do it before the draft and get it done. Jason, Kyle Hamilton, safety falls to 15. Do we take him? They could take him. They could do it. I feel like they need to get corner, defensive line. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more safeties in the second round. I'm not off the Kyle Hamilton train, but I feel like you can get Daxton Hill, Jaquan Brisker. I think there's just more out there than Kyle Hamilton. If Kyle Hamilton's your only first round corner taken, you know what I mean? Safety taken. Must say one thing now. He did say moving up the top 10, those are trades agreed upon before the draft. So the day of the draft, they could call the team and pull the trigger. Definitely. Libet says, I love how we act like the source said it's 100% real. As I said, do you think Hurts can hit Jameson Williams deep? How many times did he missed Watkins? He missed Watkins a lot. He missed Jalen Reagor on a couple of deep ones that were underthrown as well. So, it's a little scary. It's a little scary. Chris says wrong. The Jets trade is legit. Bang Burger says, Joey, would you lose your mind if Howie traded up for a QB in the first round? Yeah, I'd be freaking pissed off. Like, I'd be more pissed than pissed would be. Janessa West says, Shake's always keeping it fuego, no doubt. Much love and respect. I appreciate it, man. We'll get together soon. I'm like, our used to channel is fire. Welcome. Appreciate it, man. It was only answer that proposed trade is a mock draft trade proposal. I was there for it. Said Joey, who's the kid from Purdue you have on your scene headline? Oh, that's David Bell. That's the wide receiver from Purdue. That's David Bell. David Bell is good. David Bell is he can line up outside, inside. Another receiver you can get in the third round. I think he's more of a third round pick, but he could be a late second for the Eagles if he's there. You too, Zach. You have a blessed day too. You guys enjoy your weekend. Well, the rest of your weekend. Cool story with you and Philly. Oh, yeah. There's, Phil, me and Philly are very close. Very close. We're close. I'm just saying, what up, Joey? What's going on? Did we move up? No, we didn't move up yet, but. Seriously says, thank you for the stream on a beautiful Sunday coming from Harrisburg. I appreciate it so much, man. I appreciate it so much, dude. So that's pretty much it, guys. 146 in the chat. Like the stream if you guys have. Get more likes on this video before you leave. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. I don't know why these pop up. It's so stupid. Definitely subscribe to the channel. We're going to be streaming every day until the draft. We're going to have a lot more going on before as well. So appreciate the super chats. Appreciate the memberships today. We got memberships in the pin and the description below. And that's pretty much it. So we will see you guys on the next one tomorrow. And we'll be ready to go. So a few more days, guys. That's it. And we'll see you tomorrow. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you guys later. SHAKESQUAD up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys.